My friends all say that I'm your fool, you fool, you fool. And you're using me just like a carpenter.
Guess who's back? Struggle man. I'm back like I never left. Traumatized by the streets, all I seen was death. I'm getting older now, gotta think about my health. And I'm gonna be a G until I take my last breath. Not a gangster, but a Gnostic, better yet a God. Generated, operated, then destroy it all. Just like I'm Kali, not from Cali, but I love the ball. I got the stick like the rock, didn't stand it tall. I'm back for everything I left on the table and more. I'm counting money, making content till my fingers are so. What kind of content? I'm key, nigga, I am the GOAT. What kind of content? I'm key, nigga, I am the dope. Straight drop, no cut, no re-rock here. I'm the object in your mirror, closer than I appear. I woke up and realized there is nothing to feel. It's like I got basic vision, how I see so clear. Don't ever count a nigga out, especially a nigga like me. I'm down for one, I'm down for two, and then I throw up the three. Kaepernick is the only way that I take a knee. Yes, we all struggle, it's my name, and I'm dope like my name is Key. Yeah, can you be my government? Respected out in public and private, they say loving this. Yo, I speak lyrically assassinating suckers with bars from the stars just when they thought I was gonna quit. That's some funny shit. No laughing matter really though. All the things you did before got you looking silly, bro. Feel me, bro. I was in the ropes and you try hitting low. Bounce back like the goat, bucking like a billy goat. I can't blame you for trying, I got complacent. This truth about past karma, basically I got lazy. Yeah, so that's the story. Now I'm back in all my glory. My name is Keith, smooth as stone in the quarry. Straight drop, no cut, no re-rock here. I'm the object in your mirror, closer than I appear. I woke up and realized there is nothing to feel. It's like I got lazy vision, how I see so clear. Don't ever count a nigga out, especially a nigga like me. I'm down for one, I'm down for two, and then I throw up the three. Kaepernick is the only way that I take a knee. Yes, we all struggle, it's my name, and I'm dope like my name is Key. It's what you use to unlock the door. So I'ma unlock the matrix, because some of y'all slow. No time to waste, get your personal possessions and go. We gotta ascend and elevate, cause this shit about to blow. It's time to ride, I'm thanking God because I'm alive. Sometimes I sit down and wonder how did I survive. It's so divine, I guess you can say I am sublime. Then it's safe to tell the people that your boy done arrived. Straight drop, no cut, no re-rock here. I'm the object in your mirror, closer than I appear. I woke up and realized there is nothing to feel. It's like I got lazy vision, how I see so clear. Don't ever count a nigga out, especially a nigga like me. I'm down for one, I'm down for two, and then I throw up the three. Kaepernick is the only way that I take a knee. Yes, we all struggle, it's my name, and I'm dope like my name is Key. Dope like my name is Key. All the way from LP3. Kaepernick is the only way I take a knee. Feel that? No protest. I'm just. What's going on, bro?
Hey, call it. Yeah, all right.
Yes, sir.
So motherfucking mad my weed man in here right now. I'm so motherfucking mad my weed man in here right now. I'm gonna beat his ass, boy. How was your day, man?
I'm good, man. I can't complain.
No doubt. No doubt. Ready to get this thing popping today?
We live.
We live right now?
Yeah, we live right now, Brody.
Why you ain't tell me that, man? I'm talking reckless as hell.
What it do, good people? Welcome back to KDTV, and this is Wednesday Night Live, man. My man, look, you heard him. You heard him from the horse's mouth. He talking reckless.
Man,
now.
he gave me no
Yeah.
one. What's up, everybody? What's up, man? What's going on? What's up, world?
Hope everybody been safe, productive, and blessed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, everybody been safe, productive, and blessed out there. Look, do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
You on your phone though, ain't you? You recording off your phone, ain't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
I'm freezing.
Nah, you good. You fantastic. Just trying to share the link, get some folks in the building. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm finna
Send it to me. Send it to me.
You got to go on there and share it.
share it on your. You got to go in there into the into
On
my
the page?
on my channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when it say share, click that,
Yeah.
click the
I
link
got
or whatnot, and then you good to go from there.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm finna tell Batt to do the same thing. How you day been though? Been good?
Yeah, man. Been good, been good. Woke up to some charges on my car. Had to go do some retracking, some regrabbing. People play too much.
Hey, they got me. Look, bro, I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like somebody
Man.
somebody got me. They I ain't know they tried to get me. They sent me
Yeah.
a bogus email talking about I got a reoccurring account with Geek Squad or something like that, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro,
Hey,
I ain't got no damn Geek Squad account.
nothing.
So I
Nothing at all with no
so
Geek
I
Squad.
called these folk, man. This some of them folk that talk that nonsense talk or whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
in doing that, I already knew then. I said, oh yeah, they trying to get me.
Yeah,
I knew it then. I said, oh, they trying to get me.
yeah, they is. You know
So
that.
they trying to talk about some. Well, you in front of your computer, log on to your computer. I said, man, what I'm gonna go to your Google Chrome.
Right.
That's when I knew it. I said, oh, y'all just trying to get me.
Yeah,
No
y'all
sir,
playing.
no
Y'all
sir.
playing. Y'all playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, you got to stay on top of them electronic accounts though, man. For real, no
Man, they
sir.
will get you. I'm talking about big time too.
Yeah, man.
Gotta check it in. You gotta check in on it, man. You gotta big you it. You gotta big you
Yeah,
it,
you
baby.
got to check in.
Gotta check
you
in.
got, you
That's what
got.
I
I'm
do.
telling you, if you don't check in on nothing else, boy, you better check in on them electronic accounts, boy, cause they out here
Man, you gotta
fraudulent,
big
bro.
you it.
They scam, and I'm talking about they scam it big time. And if you don't
I'm
know
talking
any
about
better, they will get
bad,
you.
bro. They gotta do them a job so bad. Lord, the man was crying. They cleared his bank account. I'm like, man, it's gonna be okay. They're gonna see it's not you. Your bank, that money insured. Your bank gonna be able to get it back to you. It's
Yep.
fine. It's gonna be okay. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
He
just
was
got to be able to
terrified.
prove. You just got to be able to prove it. And 9
That's
times out
all.
of 10, you'll be able to prove it because you, especially if you ain't spent on nothing like that before.
That's
Like,
exactly what I did too.
mm-hmm.
I went in and proved it. Like, man, stop playing with me.
Right.
Stop playing with me.
Right, man. Cause I'm telling you, man, it's a crazy world we're living in right now, boy. I'm talking about you got to be careful, man. Cause I'm talking about they come up with all kind of schemes these days, man.
Run, it's ridiculous because it's you don't know where to trust. Using your card at when they ask for your PIN. See down here they got drive through
Mm-hmm.
stores. You got drive through liquor stores, drive through just stores. You go get your blunt set or snacks or whatever. Just corner stores. You can drive through. So they ask you for your PIN
Right.
because you ain't coming in the store to buy nothing, so you ain't tapping it in. They got to ask you for the pen right there so they can tap it in for you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That's a whole nother worry in itself.
Yep.
That's a whole nother worry in
See,
itself,
I'm
man.
being honest with you. I wouldn't even trust that when they ask me for my pen or whatnot. I just be
Yeah,
like, hey man, I just gonna hop out. I come in the store. Like
yeah,
I don't trust that part. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
Well, I don't trust that talking about getting you my pen so you can tap in. Like, nah, bro,
Yeah,
we ain't even
and they
doing
got
that.
your card in there, so ain't no telling how fast they took the picture of your joint. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Right there. So now you just gave them the pen. Let's go and clear this out. I hate doing it, but it's a way of life down here. That's why you keep that life.
So
That
let me
life.
ask you a question. So if they got the drive through, they won't let you come in the store?
Yeah, you can come in the store, but
Right.
like down here, cats don't be want to get out their car.
Mm,
It's like Chicago, man. It goes down. It goes down, down, bro.
got you. Well,
Down, down.
that do make a difference. That do make a
You feel what
difference.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that do make a difference.
Like for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sharing this thing to everybody right now. We finna get up in here.
Yeah, they're trying to get some people in the building, man. We live and everything, but we ain't got no.
Right,
I know I'm in. We got
right,
somebody else in the building or whatnot. I don't know who
right.
that is. But like I said, we just trying to.
Whoever tap it in. See, I can't see them, so it's probably some of my people. Shout out to all my people tapping in.
Oh
Link
yeah,
with us, man. We here.
that's it. Just trying to get situated. But yeah, we got a great. We do got a great show lined up, man. We got the talking about 47 and his tariffs. The Trump tariffs. We
Lord
got
Jesus.
I got that clip of Terrance Howard when he was on. I think it's the
D
DBP. podcast or something like that.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we were
yeah,
talking about
yeah.
that Diddy, and then I know you said you want to touch on that El Salvador prison, and I ain't even know,
Man,
I ain't even know nothing about that, bro. Like,
crazy, right?
yeah, cause my auntie was telling me about it. She was like, man, why they got them Mexicans going over there like they in line like they finna join the frat, got their haircut,
Yeah.
they
Haircut and
crawling like a
everything.
dog and shit. I said, man,
They
auntie, what
not
you talking
playing with them,
about?
bro. Making them run. Some of them can't run, so they falling and everything. Like I'm talking about these folks is crazy, but we finna get into that because is it right or is it wrong? Because it's a lot to be said about this
Yeah,
situation,
it's a
man.
whole lot to be said about all of it for real.
You know what I mean? Let's kick on in. Hold on, let me get my. There we go. I'm back with you, baby.
Yep. Let's set a goal, man. See if we can accomplish our goal.
We can do it. Do it. Well, there's a will, there's a way. We sure gonna figure it out. Everybody that's tuning in with us, check out KDTV Street
Yeah, y'all
Facts.
go and subscribe to the channel once you tune in,
Subscribe to
man.
the channel, man. Lock on in with us, man. We got so much more content in store. Shout out to my auntie. She get married this weekend. Shout
That
out to
what's up.
D and her husband George, man. I gotta
That
sing
what's
at the
up.
wedding. I gotta do some crooning this weekend.
Congratulations, congratulations. That big, man.
Shout out to them, man. We
Yeah,
love
that
y'all.
real big. So
Mhm.
when is it? Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday seemed like the official.
Wedding day, don't
Yeah,
it?
it do. That's the official
Man.
wedding day.
Hold on, I got one more person to share this too, man. Right back with
Yeah, I shared it on my Facebook page. So it's like I got 250 something, damn near
you. Okay.
300 on there that I shared it with. See if they'll tap in.
Right. Somebody tap in. Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec.
All right, do your thing, bro.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We live and direct, man. This is what we're gonna be doing every Wednesday night. This is gonna be our night to go live. You see what I'm saying? I really do believe in the live conversations. I think that can bring a lot of traction, and I know it's a lot of people out there that have things to say and add conversation or add dialogue to the conversation or whatnot. Because I'm a firm believer that you got to have dialogue. You got to have healthy dialogue when it really boils down to it. Because if you don't have dialogue, if we don't have dialogue as human beings, y'all, we ain't really got nothing. You know what I mean? We ain't got dialogue as human beings, man. We really don't have anything. So to me, it's one of them situations to where you have to be able to talk about certain situations or talk about any situation that's going on in the world, man. Cause we all here together. You know what I mean? And ain't nobody got all the answers. You see what I'm saying? There's no one that's the sole harbinger of truth. You know what I mean? So, the way I might look at certain things may be different than the way you look at certain things. But, if I'm telling you my perspective or my vantage point in looking at the picture, and then you share your vantage point of looking at the picture, you may be able to help me see something differently, just like I might be able to help you see something differently. And if we add all that up, then we have a better perspective or a better perception of the overall picture at hand. You know what I mean? Like straight up, man. Um, but just to give you a precursor as far as what we're gonna be diving into, these tariffs, these
Right. These tariffs.
tariffs
Oh,
that
I'm
we
coming. I'm coming.
that we're talking about and that we're dealing with. That tariff situation is a double-edged sword, and I don't think a lot of people really understand exactly what's going on with the tariffs. You know, we tend to look at it and be like, oh man, you got some people that's all gung ho, like Trump, he's looking out for the country because of the tariffs and this, that, and the third, and he's putting it down on these foreign countries and things of that nature. Then you have other people that's concerned about being taxed and inflation and things of that nature
Right.
taking place.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, it's like, being honest with you, bro, it's a little bit of both. You see what I'm saying? Because the situation's so sticky. A lot of
Yeah.
people don't really understand what's going on. Now, I did, when I was looking for bullet points or looking for some commentary, to put on the screen so people could follow along with the dialogue.
Yeah.
What I did see is that he kind of backstepped or backpedaled a little bit today on the
Yeah.
tariffs, and we're gonna get into that.
Which he always end up doing, and a lot of stuff he do,
Yeah.
he end up backpedaling and don't stick it to his word, whether it's good or bad. He do that a lot.
Facts. I
He do
think
that
that's
a
I
lot.
think that's part of being a politician, though, bro. I think you can come out here and you can be heavy-handed in your conversation or saying, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, but ain't none of that black and white. It's a lot of gray area in politics. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of gray area in politics, and just because you say you want to do this and you say you want to do that, well, there's repercussions behind your actions, and you never know
Right.
how the next country is going to pivot and hit you back. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Or how they gonna react to it. Like basically, like we was talking the other night. Like you said, like what happened? We break it down to street terms. Somebody tax you for something you go get. When you take it back to the hood, what you gotta do?
You
You
gonna
gotta
tax
tax them.
you gonna tax them in the hood,
And who it hurts? The
the
consumer.
consumer.
It hurts the consumer. So like the people that's riding with them on most of it, yeah, that's good and that's dandy. But then when it come back to the regular working citizen, the everyday average person,
Mm-hmm.
like my cousins that go to
Right,
work every day. My girl
right.
cousins, they go to work. I got a cousin that's a teacher. She go to work every
Mm-hmm.
single day. You feel what I'm saying? I got cousins that's RNs and they got clients to where they go do home health care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things that they need on a daily basis is gonna be tough for them. They already got to pay rent. They already paying car notes and shit. They already paying life insurance type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just
Yep.
tough. So to raise the price of some eggs, or to raise the price of some bread or some gas, even you feel what I'm saying?
Shit, for anything, bro. Like
Yeah.
anything. Like, man, if people start paying attention to what's really going on, man, especially in the private sector, a
Yeah.
lot of businesses in the private sector are restructuring the way they do things. Like, for example, for me, like I provide a service, so I'm an
Okay.
independent contractor,
Okay.
and a lot of companies, they're not outsourcing certain services anymore because they're trying to save money.
Save money.
You see what I'm
That's right.
saying? So
Right.
they'll rather take things back in house versus contracting it out to somebody, because hell, they trying to save every penny that they can. I was seeing it happen in real time,
Yeah.
but it didn't really process to me until I was affected by it. You see what I'm saying? Now
Mm,
I'm lucky enough to have plugs within the public sector to
right.
where, you know, I can go over here and be like, hey man, I'm freed up. Hey bro, what you got for me? This, that, and the third. Because I used to work for the school district here in my area. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I
Mhm.
kept all those plugs. I didn't burn no bridges. And the public sector, they gonna get their money. That's
They
government
gonna
money.
get it.
Yeah, that's
That's
government
mandatory.
money.
They gonna get it.
Yeah, they gonna get it. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
private sector, it hit differently. You see what I'm saying? And everybody, like, if you're not, it's basically like they said back in the Gap when I just jumped down the rabbit hole as far as what people call conspiracy theories. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't, I'm not even a fan of that word, because it's not a theory once you can prove it. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? And we're
Right.
seeing it happen in real time. They said, it was said a long time ago, it wasn't gonna be no more middle class. Either you were gonna have money
Well, you
or
wasn't.
you wasn't. You
I
see what I'm
remember.
saying? And we
I
going
remember.
in, and literally we're going into that right now. Either you got money or you don't.
You don't.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
And
straight
it's
up.
tough. And it's tough. It ain't like it used to be. The world ain't caring like it used to be. Like you could go to the store back in the days and the neighborhood knew each other so much. If your mama didn't have no money at the time, she could send you to the store, go tell Ann to give you this or something, and I'll tell her I'm gonna pay on Tuesday. And it was good.
Right?
It was good. The world done changed so much. People scraping every dollar, every dime right now. You feel what I'm saying? Everything in the world is taxed right now. Gas,
Facts.
food,
Facts.
clothing, housing. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like how y'all keep on taxing us for all of this stuff, but then the jobs are not hiring. Then you just got rid of how many federal jobs? You feel what I'm saying? But you
Right.
study going up on the economy. You feel what I'm saying? Everything in the economy is going up, man. This is not a livable
Everything.
society right now. This is not a livable, like you said, there is no middle class. Like it's tough. Either you got or
Yep.
you don't.
Either you got it or you don't, bro. And again, that's how they lined it up. Either
Yeah.
you got it or you don't.
You're out here surviving. You out here, you're not living, you surviving. You feel what I'm saying? You're not living, you existing. You feel what I'm saying? Just day
Right.
by day, just looking every day for the next dollar. Working one day to look to the next day to work. Bills already calculated in your head. That shit is tough. That's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
That's stressful. When
Very
somebody is
stressful.
calculating every hour they work or staying an extra 30 every day so they can get a couple of more hours. Like that shit is tough, man. The economy is ridiculous right now. I can only imagine like older people that's getting like social security and stuff like that don't have jobs. Like they can't even afford to pay everything.
Man, I'm gonna
So
be honest with you, bro. Like, I've been telling people a while back, like, seriously speaking, it's like ain't enough people out in the world working right now for
it
Social
ain't.
Security to be there when we get old enough to get Social Security, bro.
It ain't, bro. It ain't. Like that shit's gonna be tough, man. That's why you gotta stack it up, put it up now.
Yep.
Jadakiss said in this song, man, one time, see, people don't be really listening to what was that song? It's all about the Benjamins. It wasn't even Jadakiss. It was Sheik Luch. He said it's stacked cheese, something through the winter, through the summer, because you're gonna be old way longer than you're gonna be younger.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking to some of the homies. This dude was like, man, I better go get this car, stun on their ass, and do my, excuse my language, I'm a stunner. I'm saying for what? You got a car right there. That's a great car. Like, get your home settled first. You worrying about stunting for the same dudes that you see every day that ain't
Facts.
even doing better than you or as
Facts.
much as you. So how about get on your grown man and go ahead and get your home right? How about kick a chick up out of your shit? How about how good that's gonna make you feel instead of getting kicked out of so many different chicks' cribs because you bouncing from here to hide this and here to stay and stay. How about get on your own and do yours, and then when chick get outraged with you, kick her out your shit.
Right. Right.
How you gonna feel as a man? Do me able to do that? Don't you get tired of being at the mercy of a chick and handling you any kind of way? That's one thing I could never do is ever live my life like that. I could never be at the mercy of a woman.
No, man. I mean, I'm like that too,
Unless I'm
bro.
married or something, that's. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
cause I'm like that too, bro. Cause see, like I've been in a situation where I wasn't the breadwinner
Yeah.
in my relationship, and that irked my nerves totally. Like, bro, I just felt less than. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like for
Less
real,
than.
I felt less than. It was like, no, this ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, no. And the thing is, I'm not the person to be like, just let me say it like this. In my situation, I wasn't bringing in nothing, and it was just by design that the situation was like that because
Yeah.
I ran the streets. I had vowed and said, I ain't finna be doing nothing in the streets. I ain't trying to do no dirt. But at the
Right.
same time, I ain't had no job. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so if I'm saying I ain't gonna do nothing in the street, but then I ain't got no job, I ain't making no money. I'm
Mm.
not one of them dudes to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna be pissed off if my wife making more money than me.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not
no.
that guy. You see what
Right.
I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Like I know situations can be like that. However, I am the guy to be like, bro, I got to bring something to the table. I just can't be,
Something.
yeah, I just can't be living off no woman like that. That shit bothers me, sir.
Yeah, man. I can't. No, that should do something to me too, bro.
Yeah,
That should
that
do something to
bothers
me
me.
too. Man, I done been through some situations. I done been down on my D before. Been
Right.
down real bad. I had to depend on a woman to do a certain thing for me. And when they think they got you, they think they got you. So
Yeah,
I got to
man.
put up with all type of shit because I'm messed up in the situation, and I vowed that I never, ever, ever in life hide myself in that situation again. Never, man. Stand on yours. Be a man, man.
Right.
Be a man.
Facts.
Like that boy, Mr. Howard said, never lose your man card.
Facts. Hey, I want to.
Always remain the man in the room. We're gonna get to that though.
Hey, I want to say shout out to my viewers on TikTok that's tuning in live or whatnot. We live
Sir.
over here on YouTube at KDTV 888. That's KDTV 888. If you want to join the conversation over here on YouTube or whatnot, we might drop the link so people can call in and join us in this dialogue, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we today's topic, man, we're gonna be talking a little bit about the Trump tariffs. We're gonna be talking about the Terrance Howard situation and what he had to say about Diddy. You know what I mean? We're gonna be talking about the El Salvador prison that Trump is sending all these unregistered immigrants to. I mean, we're gonna be getting into it. As a matter of fact,
and if they feel like we miss it on the topic that they want to speak about, go ahead and jump in the super chat and bring it up and bring up a topic that you think we should be speaking about.
Absolutely. Jump in the super chat. You know what I mean? Like, again, I got y'all tuned in. Y'all can hear my dialogue over here on TikTok, but you ain't tuned in to the entire conversation because I got my boy Lucky. He over here. He's on the live with me over here on YouTube, and then we're gonna have Batt tapping in a few. He's gonna get in on the live. So if you're over here on TikTok, man, come on over to YouTube, tap in over there. That's at KDTV 888, KDTV 888. You know what I mean? That's where we at.
Triple H. I think I might have to go play that. I don't even play lottery, but I think I might have to go play Triple H.
So look, let me try to explain the tariff thing, because a lot of people don't really understand the tariff situation, right? So basically, tariff is just it's a fancy word for tax. See what I'm saying? It's just a fancy word for tax. And let me break it down for an example. I had shared this in the video earlier on YouTube or whatnot. I mean on TikTok or whatnot. So think about it like this. All right, me and you are part of two totally different countries. So you're in the country of Kansas City. I'm in the country of Alabama. All right.
Okay.
In the country of Alabama, I make coffee, and I export my coffee to Kansas City.
Right.
And you pay me $10 a bag for the coffee.
Right.
All right. So now here's the thing. It's a certain tax that I got to pay to be able to do business with you.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? Now, me and you get to joining one day, and I tell you that, man, I get to joining on you, and I make a joke about your mama. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't like that though.
Right.
You get pissed off and you say, I tell you what, since you want to talk about my mama, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a 50% tax on the coffee that you bringing in.
That's right. That you're getting for me.
Right. Now, I'm looking at you like, really, guy? Really, my guy, you going to tax me? Right. And I'm like, are you sure you want to do that? Because it ain't hurting me. Because the only thing that I'm going to do is, if you say, you paying $10 a bag, you say you're going to put a 50% tax on it, right? So that's $15 a bag now. The only thing I'm gonna do is turn around and sell you the bags for $15.
For $15 now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you were getting them for 10. So when you go back to your people, you were selling them for 15. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you paying 15, so you can't sell them to your people for 15 no more.
Gotta go for 20.
They gotta go for 20 or 25. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you ain't hurting off of it. I'm not hurting off of it. But the people that's buying the coffee, that like to drink that good coffee, they the ones that they were used to paying $15. Now all of a sudden they paying $20, $25.
And what they gonna do? They're gonna try to find a cheaper coffee.
Right.
Or they gonna stop messing with your coffee, period. Then everything goes south.
Exactly. And see, that's the whole key to it, everything going south, because now it's like they're gonna try to look for a cheaper coffee. But it ain't no cheaper coffee out there. You just can't afford the coffee no more.
Right.
Now, in that situation, if your people can't afford the coffee no more, they're gonna really hurt my bottom line, because I'm used to shipping you 100 bags of coffee a month. But now you ain't running through 100 bags no more. You ain't running through number 50 because your people can't afford the coffee.
Because they can't afford it.
You see what I'm saying?
It goes back to only the rich survives.
That's the idea of the taxes and the tariffs or whatnot. That's the whole situation. See, the issue is this. All right, with Trump, what a lot of people don't understand is it's bigger than just the tariffs. Okay, the world currency. Have you ever heard anything like that's called the world currency, right? Okay, so the world currency is the currency that the entire world has to deal with if a country is trading with another country.
Country is trading with another country.
Right. So let's say France is trading with Europe. And let's just say France exports 2,000 pounds of French vanilla creamer to Europe.
Okay.
A lot of people think that Europe would pay for that French vanilla creamer in euros. That's not the case.
At all.
They got to pay for that in US dollars.
In US dollars. Okay.
Right. Like if Germany manufactures BMWs. So let's say you get the 745 coupes. Let's say they make 100,000 of those, and they want to export them to Europe. Europe can't pay for those in euros. They got to pay for those in the US dollars.
In US dollars, which means it's gonna be euros. It might be a little cheaper, but I feel what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I feel what you're saying. So now, but if who's ever buying it, if their currency is cheaper than that means they're coming out of more money out of their pocket because they have to pay our currency.
They got to pay our currency because our currency is the world currency. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our currency is the world currency. Our currency being the world currency, it's hold on.
We both in here.
Yeah. Cause see, I'm on that TikTok. Hey, TikTok, y'all gonna have to come on over to YouTube, y'all. Y'all come on over to YouTube, KDTV, man. Cause TikTok. This is my first time going in on TikTok with this live. I'm gonna do another live. I promise you, just for y'all. But I got to, I'm gonna have to get out of here and I'm gonna have to go straight to KDTV on the YouTube channel because TikTok tripping and I'm look, I'm not used to it or whatnot. So y'all come on over to YouTube, man. KDTV. That's at KDTV 888, man. And y'all join the conversation, man. Straight up. Be blessed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had 39 viewers on TikTok, but shit, man, you can't. It's certain aspects over there that you just can't do or whatnot. So
right.
I ain't tripping. All right, so back to the conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you hold on, let me get right.
You go take your time. Yeah.
All right, so the thing about it is, every country in the world, when they're dealing with another country, they have to make their trades in the US dollar.
Right.
They have to. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
They have to.
Yeah, they have to. So that's the reason why the United States is so dominant in the way that they're dominant. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you remember when me and you was in school, they used to tell us that our currency was backed by gold, right?
Yes.
That I can't say this for a fact, but if I had to bet, I would bet you that, man, we ain't got no gold, bro. And our money ain't backed by gold at all. The thing about our money is we have the world currency. That's why we're able to print up money like it's running out of style. That's why ain't nobody cashing in on their debt with the United States because the United States runs the world because we got the we run the world because we have the world currency. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In doing that, what you have is certain countries that's tired of us being that dominant factor. All right. Have you ever heard of the BRICS nations?
No, break it down to me.
All right. So what the BRICS nations is, they're a group of nations that have gotten together and made their own coalition. Like you got NATO, like you got the United Nations. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So BRICS, they done got together and made their own coalition. Now the BRICS countries, the four major countries that started this, because BRICS is an acronym. It's BRIC. That's Brazil, Russia, India, and China.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
All of them got a coalition together?
they got a coalition together.
Mm.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to intimidate, if you will, or trying to start an ideology with a lot of other countries out here saying that, hey, y'all drop the dollar, and what y'all do is y'all start trading in this currency.
Okay.
Now, what happens is if they do that, the United States is screwed.
We gone?
Yeah, because our
Because they could have
currency,
cut us out of everything.
exactly, our currency don't run trade no more. And if our
Okay,
currency, go ahead.
so with that being said,
Mm-hmm.
since this dude knows it's his last term running, and to everybody, to him himself, he think he's this great underdog. Do you think he's purposely trying to destroy the country or put the country in a bad place before he get out of this? Like, do you think he's purposely putting burdens on us that we would have to deal with when he leaves office, just to say aha? Like, do you think he's being petty
I don't think he's
personally?
being, bro. I don't think he's being petty. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think that what's happening is you're seeing something that you got to think when you on that level right there, bro.
right,
You're not. You don't just make these decisions right now. This shit was in play 50 to 100 years ago.
right,
This is a long-term game plan. So the
right,
things
right,
that I mean, you can go all the way back to Nixon, Kennedy, like every president runs the play that they supposed to run. Trump
right.
is just doing what he's supposed to do right now. Now he say he's trying to make America great again, but really is he? See what I'm
At all,
saying?
at
I mean, you see
all.
what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
now he's in a situation, yeah, but he's in a situation where he knows like if the United States don't have the world currency,
We're in
we're
trouble.
done.
And
Because
that's what it
everybody
is.
gonna
We have the
cash
world
in on their
currency,
debt. Yeah,
so
everybody gonna
everybody
cash in
has
on their
to deal
debt.
with us. They
Yes, they
have to
have
deal with
to.
us.
But if we don't have the world currency no more, that's why you always hear them folks talking about, man, we trillions in debt. We have a deficit of trillions and trillions of dollars. Boy, if we ain't got that world currency, everybody cashing in. Everybody.
Everybody cashing in.
Everybody.
No,
You see what I'm saying?
no.
So now you got the American people got to ask themselves a question.
Right,
Do you want inflation, which is, everybody marking up their prices because of the
right,
tariffs, or do we want to lose our status of having the world currency?
right. See, now that's kind of like a catch-22.
That's exactly
Now
what
that
it
you break
is.
it down like that, see,
That's
I like how you
exactly
push,
what it
Key.
is.
Shout out to Key. Shout out to Key. I like how you push, homie. So you think out the box. You look at the pros and the cons, like for real. You look at the
Mm-hmm.
pros and the cons of every situation. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't think we want to lose that. If we lose that world currency, if we lose that, we screwed.
We screwed. Hey,
We
look,
screwed.
we got a comment in the
The
chat.
United States will turn into a third world country. No lie. No lie.
We got a comment in the chat. So Renee O'Neill says we have the world currency, but the U.S. dollar isn't worth what it used to be. Do you think the tariffs are a ploy to bring the U.S. dollar back to its financial standard? In answering that question, I don't think it's a ploy to bring the dollar back to its financial status. I mean, for me, I just explained it. I think that it's a ploy to not lose our status as far as having the world currency.
Mm,
That's
okay.
what this is. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Because again, if we lose that, we're done. This great
Shout out to
empire,
Renee too.
yeah, the great empire that we have, we're done. Like just straight up, like, cause see,
Yeah.
the, this is where we get it twisted at as Americans. We still think that we're that great country that we used to be back in the day, with the manufacturing, with I ain't knocking the military. The military is still powerful. You see what I'm
And
saying?
steel, we are the number one
Yeah,
producer of steel.
yeah,
I live right here in East St. Louis. I live right here in Granite City where the American Steel Mill is.
exactly.
The Granite City Steel Mill. Like these people are pumping. You feel what I'm saying?
We still have certain products and certain materials that we produce, but we're not what we used to be.
Right.
In all essence, the United States have become two things: we're the number one service provider.
Mm-hmm.
We can provide a lot of services for you,
Mm-hmm. Keep talking.
and we're the number one consumers in the country, and that works in our favor because let's look at China and let's look at India and all the materials that they produce. We're the number one consumers for them, and if they don't ship their products over to us, it
Right.
ain't too many other countries that they're going to be able to get off their product like they do in America. It's just too many.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's too many laws. Like you got to understand, in some countries they're not able to eat the genetic modified organisms that we eat, the GMO fruits and the GMO vegetables and shit. You see what I'm saying? Like the genetically modified meats and things of that nature. Yeah, you got some countries that can't that don't even allow all the electronics that we're able to have over here. So they gonna lose a bag. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They gonna lose big. So they don't really want to have to, stop shipping their products over here. You see what I'm saying? See, that's what Trump know. He know that, well, we the number one consumers.
We are
the
number one consumers.
We buying like bro, it's just like in the streets. Bro, if you get a bomb, man, we getting half, we goddamn pushing half of your bomb. We buying half of it out the gate. One country.
It's sold already. Before you even bag it up, half of it.
It's sold. Only thing we got to do is send it to America. It's sold. Think about this, man. When I say the number one consuming nation in the world, think about this, bro. Everywhere you go, only thing you see is storage units.
You ain't lying.
Man, we consume too much, man. We consume so much, we ain't even got enough space at home to keep all our shit.
To keep the stuff. You ain't lying, You ain't lying, bro. You see so many public storage units and U-Haul storage. You see more U-Haul storage units than you do U-Haul trucks.
Facts.
Real talk.
Because we're the number one consumers. So Trump banking on this. We consume all your crap.
Okay.
Yeah, you can sit here and say that you want to go somewhere else and deal in this currency, but this is what we gonna do. If you want to go and get with BRICS and deal in their currency, well, everything you send over here,
right,
we're gonna put 100% tariff on it. We're gonna put 100% tax.
Yeah.
So now think about it. Think about it. This Christmas, let's say all this shit go through at Christmas time. Let's say they drop a PS6, the PlayStation 6. You used to be able to get it for $600. Shit, now it's gonna be $1,200, $1,500.
Lord Jesus Christ.
You ain't finna sell all them PlayStations no more. Because folks can't afford them. Look at the Samsung Galaxies, the iPhones, things of that nature. Hey, a Samsung Galaxy right now, $1,500. Now you mean to tell me it's gonna be $3,000, $3,500?
Ridiculous.
That's ridiculous prices. We can't afford that over here. So now, what they gonna do? Because they feel it too. You see what I'm saying? They feel it. Like they're the ones shipping the product over here. Now they used to shipping the whole pack over here, the whole bomb over here, and we getting off the whole bomb. But now shit, they ain't even getting off of 30% of what they sent over here.
Not even 30%. Do you know how big of a loss that is? How big of a change that is?
That's a huge loss. It's huge. You
that's 70% loss. That's a 70% loss.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So that's the situation. So I see people on TikTok, I see people on YouTube, they make parody videos, making fun of it, and all that's good for entertainment. I just don't think that people really understand the gravity of what's really going on. Like we're truly in an economic war right now. And it's the fate of the United States that's at stake. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, the fate. Not the entertainment, not the bullshit of the United States stuff, but the fate.
The fate.
Our future, our baby's future, our grandchildren's future is at stake right now. You feel what I'm saying? And the moves that we make right now will determine how easy or how hard life will be for them.
Facts.
For real. It will determine that.
And it all comes to one thing: the world currency. You take, because again, if the world currency changes and they come up with a different type of currency, we're done. Don't nobody need the dollar no more.
Yeah, we're it's a wrap. It's
It's
a
a
wrap.
wrap. Don't nobody need the dollar no more. Now, again, I think that some leeway has been taking place. I'm gonna share my screen real quick
Yeah.
because let me see if I got it pulled up. I got it
Can
pulled
you
up
see
on
me?
one of these screens. Yeah. Yeah, I see you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I see you. All right, so let me see. Share my sound. Make sure I share my sound. All right. So here in this conversation
Mm-hmm.
or in this
Trump suddenly
article,
backs off a major tariff plan after days of economic and market turmoil.
right? It says the president paused higher import duties for dozens of countries. For 90 days, but hiked levies on China to 125%. Now
So
remember,
basically, he's being racist towards China.
yeah, because you know China is part of the BRICS program. Remember?
Right, but so is Russia. But ain't Putin his man's though?
Yeah, but Russia don't send imports over here like China do.
Okay, okay. Break it
See what
down
I'm
for me. Make it
saying?
plain for me. Make it plain for me, Key.
Right. You know, Russia don't send all of that. Russia ain't sending as much as China sends over here.
Okay,
We're
okay.
China's number. If China is the number one producer or the number one manufacturer in the world, we're the number
Yeah.
one consumer. So it's like yin and yang. China can't do what they do without the United States. That's one thing Trump know. China would not
Mm,
make the money that they making if it wasn't for the United States.
if it was not for the United States, so now I have an understanding of why he be so hard on that dude.
Mm-hmm.
When that dude gets arrogant over there in China, now I understand. I'm saying that dude, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Kim Go Young, what's his name?
No, not
Host.
him. That you're talking about Korea at that point, Kim Jong Un or whatever
Okay, that's
whatever his
Korea. So
name is.
who
Yeah,
runs China? I feel like a kid. I love it
Ping.
though.
I think his
I feel
name
like a kid.
Pang or something like that. I
Pang.
forget.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do my homework when we get off this live tonight.
So let me read this article right here so we can exactly know what Trump got going on.
Okay, talk to me.
So this article was by Rob Wild, Colleen Long, and Shannon Pettipiece, and it was updated today, April 9, 2025, at 4:11 p.m. Central Time. President Donald Trump said Wednesday he was pausing higher targeted tariffs for 90 days for most countries, a stunning reversal in this trade war that has sent markets reeling. Remember, I told you we was in an economic war. Just stated it.
Right, right.
Trump wrote on social media just before 1:30 p.m. that he came to the decision because more than 75 trading partners didn't retaliate and have reached out to the United States to discuss some of the issues he had raised.
Okay.
The pause didn't apply to China, which has retaliated with 84% hikes. Remember, I told you that now. Trump instead
84%.
raised 84% hikes. Trump instead raised duties for it to 125% effective immediately. So he says, based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world's markets, I am hereby raising the tariff charged to China by the United States of America to 125%, effective immediately, he wrote. At some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the days of ripping off the USA and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. And again, now, you have to you have to remember that I tax you, you tax me. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right. I
Like
tax
straight,
you, you tax
yeah,
me.
that's how I go. So when he hit China with the initial tax or the initial tariff, China ain't gonna do nothing but make the market eat that price. They
Ask
just
us
gonna
for
mark,
all
yeah.
the shit that they got coming over here.
That's all they gonna do.
All the
right?
all the electronics, everything, all of that.
He says,
Because none
but
of that is our technology.
facts. He says, but the trade war isn't exactly over, and the pause didn't return the world to the time before Trump touched off the global instability. A 10% across the board duty will remain. For Canada and Mexico, goods covered by the U.S., Canada and Mexico trade agreement will continue to have no tariffs, while products that aren't exempt under the trade deal will have a 25% tariff. Canadian energy and fertilizer products will have a 10% tariff. It wasn't immediately clear which countries the pause would cover. The White House wouldn't say. Earlier Wednesday, the European Union voted to impose fresh retaliatory duties, but they aren't set to take effect until next week. And separate tariffs on imported autos, steel, and aluminum will remain, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said later, while planned tariffs on items like lumber and pharmaceuticals are still on. It's not clear what prompted Trump to change his mind. He appeared to dig in just hours earlier, telling Americans, be cool in a Truth Social post. And he suggested not that long ago that the tariffs could be permanent. He said, I did a 90-day pause for the people that didn't retaliate because I told them, if you retaliate, we're going to double it, Trump said Wednesday.
Gangster. I'm
Yeah,
talking
he
about a
ain't got no
political
chill,
gangster.
bro. I promise you.
A real modern day Lucky Luciano.
Yeah. So he said,
Lucky was cool. He's a real modern day Dutch Schultz.
Hey man, like bro, he got zero F's to give, man. So he said, he went on to say, and that's what I did with China. He said, and that's what I did with China because they did retaliate. So we'll see how it all works out. I think it's going to work out amazing. But markets have been in stunning turmoil. Major stock indexes shred trillions of dollars in value, while alarming signals from the bond market set Wall Street on edge. When a false at the time headline suggesting Trump would take a 90-day pause shot around the internet Monday, markets briefly surged. And a growing chorus of business leaders and Trump's allies have come out publicly against the tariffs, including Tesla CEO Elon Musk. Of course. See, again, that shit, this type of shit affects those type of guys like Elon and them, because you got to think a lot of their product comes from foreigners or foreign countries.
Right.
So if you marking up the price, if you putting tariffs on them, they're going to in turn mark up the price. So if a Tesla, let's say a Tesla car, I don't know how much they cost, but just let's say they cost $50,000, right?
Right. The average Tesla costs
$50,000. Let's just say the average costs $50,000. Well, shit, it ain't gonna be 50 no more. Now you looking at 65, 70,000. Yeah.
Right. So that means the luxury ones are going to be 100 now.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. Markets soared on the surprising news Wednesday, with the S&P 500 climbing more than 9%, the tech-heavy NASDAQ closing up more than 12%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average ending nearly 3,000 points higher. Among the big gainers, Tesla stock was up 22%. Despite the gains, all three indexes were down from where they were a month ago and at the start of the year, and some investors questioned what the recent volatility could mean for the U.S. stock market long term. My portfolio of defensive stocks is green, so I don't begrudge today's market. But I ask you, would you want to own highly volatile U.S. stocks whose price depends on whether POTUS had a good night's sleep and woke up the next morning to reverse yesterday's policies? Billionaire Bill Gross said on X. Because see, that's how he move, man. Like, you just don't know what he going to do from one day to the next, bro. Seriously speaking, you just really don't. You know what I mean?
We have never had a president like this. We don't know what this man is going to do when he wake up in the morning.
Seriously speaking,
if he wake up
man,
in the bad side of the bed, that man might go stop all the hot dogs from being sold. You know what? We don't need any more beef.
That's it. I'm tired of the Franks. I'm tired of Oscar Mayer. That's it. Get rid of them.
I don't want any more. They're out of there.
You know, but the pink weenies, I like them. The little pink weenies that turn the water pink. I like those. But Oscar Mayer, no more. You know what I mean?
The wieners were too pink. I don't like them.
All right, so let's continue.
Man,
Goldman Sachs.
In with us. Let us know what y'all think, man. Jump in that chat, man.
Leave it in the chat, man. Tell us what you think. Man. Hey, shout out to Luck, man. I mean, Black Kevin McCutcheon. He done jumped in the chat. What's going on, fam?
Source of info. What up, Black? What up, bro?
What's happening? All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Goldman Sachs lowered it.
Shout out to Renee Cliflin O'Neill, man. She's a very intelligent lady. Like that one the young lady Renee that commented earlier.
Oh, Renee O'Neill. Yeah, shout out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
a very
Shout out to her.
intelligent lady. She gets it in. She thinks about stuff before she comments, and she does her due diligence in her homework and seeking shit out before she speaks on it. So shout out.
Right. Yeah. Hey, what up, Batt?
Oh, what up, baby?
Oh, all right. Hold on. Damn ring light went out.
All right, handle your business, man. Let me finish with this. This section right here. Goldman Sachs lowered its odds of a recession, but said it is still forecasting minimum economic growth with a 45% probability of a recession given the remaining tariffs. Borrowing costs, which had surged early Wednesday as the tariffs took effect, also eased slightly, though not substantially, as some investors may fear lingering fallout. Trump has been talking about tariffs as the solution for U.S. economic problems since before he became president. He branded April 2nd when he unveiled the plan Liberation Day, saying it would end decades of the countries being looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by other countries.
Lord have mercy, Jesus. Right?
Now it's not bro. To me, that's just cover talk.
That's
because
cover talk.
It's cover talk because the truth of the matter is he can't speak on BRICS shit like that. As a leader, he can't tell the American people that boy BRICS is moving in and they trying to trick everybody or get everybody to dump the dollar. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That would be that's just like me coming in at halftime after we getting our ass kicked in the football game saying that, bro, listen, I don't know how we gonna come back, but these folks, you see what I'm saying? Like you can't do that as a coach or whatnot. Look, you fell off. All right, so the global markets record in last week $6.6 trillion alone was wiped out. Yet Trump and his allies had doubled down until Wednesday, arguing tariffs were necessary to return manufacturing to the United States and fill the nation's coffers with trillions of dollars in revenue that could be used to pay down debt or offset tax cuts. It's not clear how the White House expects the policies to fuel big gains now. With the lower 10% tariff rate left in place, there will be less incentive for companies to relocate production to the United States and less revenue being generated. See, he wants companies to come back to the United States because at the end of the day, if they're back here, that gives us a little bit more fuel to keep the dollar as that world currency. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After the news, Batt sought to make the about face into a negotiating tactic, insisting it was a way to scare countries to come to the negotiating table by demonstrating how high the United States was going to go. President Trump created maximum negotiating leverage for himself, he said, which he did. Like, because again, we're the number one consumers in the world. And if I tell you that I'm finna you're going to have to double your prices on your goods, and I know my people can't afford that, you're going to take a lick economically. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
Yep. It's unclear how successful the United States will be at negotiating new trade agreements with other countries, given Trump's on again, off again threats over the past several months. Previously, he had threatened sweeping tariffs on all imports from Mexico and Canada before he walked most of them back. And while markets surged higher Wednesday following Trump's pause, economic uncertainty remains over what will come next in the U.S. trade war with China, which exports more than $400 billion worth of goods to the United States each year. China exports more than $400 billion worth of goods, man.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy,
ridiculous.
man.
That's
half $1 trillion, bro. That's $500 billion a year that China making off of us, bro.
Just off of us.
Just off of us.
That's crazy.
So under Trump's new tariffs, the cost for U.S. companies importing goods from China has more than doubled. Those products include everything from toys and sneakers to television and iPhones. So all y'all folks going out to Walmart, you remember how cheap them TVs used to be at Walmart? Yeah. I guarantee you they ain't finna be cheap no more. Them iPhones.
I ain't gonna even lie. I went and bought a 62-inch the other day for like $200. I couldn't believe that shit.
Yeah, man.
A 62-inch. I threw that thing in that cart so fast.
Nah,
I looked around like I was stealing out the store. I couldn't believe that TV was $200. I was like, let's go.
All right, let's wrap it up. U.S. companies exporting their products to China are also caught up in the fray after China increased its tariffs on American goods like agricultural products and machinery. But the White House is downplaying that risk. So it's twofold. So we ship things over there to China too. So China put a tariff on that, in which
Right.
it's the same thing gonna apply. Like Americans ain't gonna do nothing but double their price on what the goods cost for the Chinese people. You see what I'm
That's it.
saying?
That's it.
It's they playing tit for tat.
Playing tit for tat.
What I am certain of is that what China is doing will affect their economy much more than ours because they have an export-driven flood the world with cheap exports model. Facts. Commerce
Wait, say that again. Say that again.
He said, what I am certain of is that what China is doing will affect their economy much more than ours because they have an export-driven flood the world with cheap exports model.
Wow.
That's what China do. I mean, think about it. Okay, I'm gonna give you a perfect example.
Break it down for the listeners that don't know how deep that is right there.
Temu. Just look at a company like Temu, right?
I got an auntie that stay on Temu all the time. She handicapped. She can't go nowhere. She stay on Temu.
Think about how cheap Temu products are. The products are so cheap, you don't mind shopping on Temu. Man, Temu products are so cheap, man. They send you notifications and you just be shopping just because it's just that cheap. You get a sweatshirt for $10.
Yeah.
That you'll pay, like if you would have went to the mall and bought this same sweatshirt, it'll cost you $40, $50. But Temu will send you Temu will sell you damn near the same sweatshirt, $10. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Because China, what happens is China makes so many goods, man, and a lot of it people don't even cash in on. Let's say me and you got a manufacturing company over here, and we done signed a contract with China saying that, all right, we want to get 50 cases of Air Force Ones.
And we're guaranteed every month or annually to buy this.
Right. But just say we get 50 cases, we ordering 50 cases of Air Force Ones. But then when it's time for us to cash in, we only cash in for 25 cases. So now they got 25 cases that's just sitting in their warehouse gaining dust. If I'm the owner of that warehouse, after a matter of time, guess what? I'm just trying to get these off and get them out my warehouse. So instead of paying let's say we're paying $50 a pair for a pair of shoes in the 50 cases. Instead of charging $50, now I'm just going to charge $25 just to get them off my shelf. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Just to get them off yourself. You want to get some money back on, get them out so we can get some more.
Exactly, because China produces so much for everybody. So now they can dumb down the price so far, and then they just get it all off. You see what I'm saying? But if we're putting 100% tariffs, 84% tariffs, 125% tariffs on their products, they gotta turn around and raise that shit up 125%. So now that cheap model of exporting that they have ain't so cheap no more. See what I'm saying? So it hurts them. Yeah, they turn around and put, let's say we selling fertilizer to China from over here or whatnot. Yeah, they could put an 84% tax on our fertilizer, but we're not really dependent on China for us to continue to do what we need to do because we selling it to everybody else. We're the number one consumer for China. China is not the number one consumer for us.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it hurts them more so than it'll hurt us. That's what Trump know. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right, so couple more paragraphs when we out on this one.
No, take your time. Let's go.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said on X that he sat with Trump as he posted the initial message, adding, "The world is ready to work with President Trump to fix global trade, and China has chosen the opposite direction. The Trump administration will now face the daunting task of trying to negotiate dozens of potentially complex and intricate trade deals in a 3-month period. That is a huge task to negotiate simultaneously with that many trading partners over that many issues," said Greta Peach, who was general counsel for the U.S. Trade Representative's Office during the Biden administration. "We have tariffs, non-tariff barriers, other non-trade related matters. All of those issues can get quite complicated quite quickly. Even with just a handful of trading partners, that would be a large undertaking. And that ends that actually ends that article.
My bad, gentlemen. My bad. My bad.
Oh no, you good. But yeah, so when I tell y'all it's a real sticky situation, boy, over there. It's a real sticky situation over there.
It's tough.
Like
Give me the box right there,
straight up.
please.
What you say, look?
It's tough. It's tough because this is the type of stuff that starts that 3-letter word that we don't want to talk about.
I mean, we already at it though, bro.
Basically, this that shit that starts
it's just an economic war. Like I've been telling people, man, the war that will actually end, it ain't gonna be a kinetic war for real, man. It's gonna be a war for your mind, and it's gonna be a war for the control of the control of the money. See what I'm saying?
Right.
That's just what it is. You know, like don't
You
nobody,
y'all talking about the tariffs, right?
Right.
Yeah. We talking about your tariffs, bro.
Oh, my tariffs. My bad. I was in the meeting.
Okay then. Executive Batt. Let's go.
Nah, man. This Batt A. Smith.
Batt A. Smith.
Yeah.
Okay then. I love it. Let's go.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the A. Smith suffix.
Right, not right now.
Not right now,
not in front
sir.
of LeBron, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I wouldn't use that suffix right now. Like he getting hammered by damn near everybody that got a voice in the NBA.
What's good for what he did to LeBron?
Yo, man, you know.
I don't even know the situation. I just heard about it. I ain't gonna even lie today. So y'all definitely gonna turn me up on that. Y'all gonna let me know what that is.
Okay. I wouldn't have gave it down. I would have swung on Braun if I felt like that, but they want me talking about me like that.
Oh, it's that deep? We ain't gonna get it there. Come on, we gotta stay on the terrace. Let's pop on that after we get that after our other ones. We gotta stay on the terrace right now. We gotta stay on the terrace because I definitely want to get into it.
We done been on the tariff. We done been on the tariff for quite a while now, man. I just think that people need to be aware of what's really going on. It's not just as big. It's not like they saying that, you know, we've been being pillaged and we've been looted by other countries and things of that nature. No, the problem is this: we're being pushed off our pedestal as being the world currency for this entire planet. And if that happens, that sends our country into a whirlwind where we don't even know what the fallout will be. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, from my perspective, the way I see it, I would much rather be paying a little bit more for goods than not being in control of the world currency like we used to, because we have too much debt around the world. And if the dollar is not the world currency, everybody gonna come cashing in on that debt.
Right.
Ooh. Well said, my brother.
So I just think people need to, I just think people need to be a little bit more aware, man. Like, it's not, you know, it's okay to have fun. It's okay to make jokes. It's okay to laugh. You know what I mean? Laughter is good for the soul. But in situations like this right here, we need to be a little bit more smarter about what's going on, because it's just not right. It's not about right now. It's about 10, 15, 20 years from now.
What we just said, our kids and our grandkids.
Exactly. And that's the most important part. And that's how we got to look at it. But I digress, man. So, next up, what y'all want? We're going order. So, look, you want to get into this El Salvador situation, or you want back to get into this topic?
Okay, here I go. So, hold on. I'm coming back with y'all right now.
All right, you come back on the camera. I'm finna get out the camera for a second.
Okay. So, dig, right? I'll talk about our guy again, Mr. Trump. So, y'all see the mass deportation of all the gang members of MS-13 from over here, right?
Right.
Did you see how he sent them boys to El Salvador? Now, for all those that don't know, I don't know the name of that prison, man. I got to do my diligence more better. I think it's Maka or something, but the El Salvador prison for me, please.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. So, El Salvador prison, this is one of the biggest maximum prisons in the world.
Right.
Man, they chartered flights. They chartered flights for these boys. They snatched them all up, all MS-13 members. They snatched them up, put them in jail without any due process. No court, no nothing. Put their ass on flights, shaved their head. I'm trying to find out the name of the prison. CCOT. The name of the prison is CCOT. CCOT in El Salvador.
Right.
But we're paying them $6 million a year to take these, immigrants? We're gonna say immigrants? To take these illegal immigrants from over here, right? So but the way that they're doing it, they throw them on planes, right? Soon as the plane land at the airport, it's so much security to escort the buses from the plane. Soon as they come on the plane, when they come out the plane, they be up on the stairs. They come out to say this the door. When they come out the door and start heading down the stairs, they put their hand on their neck, they bend them over halfway, and they run with them. Ain't no walking. Their hands behind their back, they bent over like this. Their hands behind their back, they bent over like this. And they run. But their ankles is shackled. Their hands are shackled behind their back. I watched some of them try to get off the plane. And when they step down to get off the plane, the chain that's connected to each ankle is shorter. So one hand step off and the other leg got snatched with it. He rolls off the goddamn steps.
Yeah.
Another dude running, he loses his shoe. He said, my shoe. They say they don't care. They push his neck back down. But then when they get him to the facility now, they got him so shocking. They got AKs on the bus. Like they got a couple of people sitting each side, 2 guards, AKs. A couple of people sitting each side, 2 guards, AKs. A couple of people sitting each. I'm talking about they got them terrified. As soon as they get there, when they walk off the bus, when they get off the bus, they walk them 5 steps. Mind you, the whole time, they got their arm, they like this, right? So there's an officer with his arm, his left arm, got him like here. Then there's an officer on this arm with his right arm, got him under here. With their hands behind their back, and then they both got this hand on his head, walking him, but then as soon as they get him there, they shave their hair. They say no shower, no. Even in the joint here, when you go to the pen, they shave you up, they give you the soap. They give you the soap for make sure you ain't got no crabs and make sure man, they shave the boy's head and throw them all in the cell, bro. They got like 80-something people. I think I want to say like 180-something people in an 80-man cell. The beds are stacked up like the Squid Games. They got bunk beds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiers. And they stay in there all day. Ain't no outside, ain't no rec. With 2 toilets, bro.
Yeah.
For 180 people, 2 toilets. But how about this? Okay, we're going to get into that. Let's say this. Do you disagree? Even our watchers, everybody listening. Do you disagree with the way he handled it, or do you agree? We got to think now. This is it. MS-13 don't come after me, Mob. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, by them being illegal immigrants, do they deserve a due process? Or do we get rid of them for all the murders, all the things that y'all been doing in our country? And I say ours because it is our country. I can't say this. We are a part of it. So do we get mad at our president for getting them out the way they've been getting them out without a due process and getting their ass to El Salvador with no problem? No, they have a court in El Salvador. How can you have court in El Salvador for a United States crime? You feel what I'm trying to say? Now, but then you got those that's going to say, the hell with that. They're not from over here and they're making our country worse. To-hoo, I toot my hat to him. I think he's doing a great job because they don't deserve to be here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we weigh in on that? Give me y'all aspect. And remind, I got one more point to make later in this same situation, but right now, what y'all think about that?
I think when I moved to the DMV, dude, like the MS-13 thing was real when I moved to the DMV. MS-13 was raising hell when I moved up here.
I didn't find out about MS-13 until I did my bid.
Yeah, I didn't find out about them until I moved up here.
Yeah. And they deep up there. I didn't know they was that deep on the East Coast. They really deep like that on the East Coast.
Yeah, they really deep, bro.
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't mean to cut you off real fast. I think that's the only Mexicans, or I don't know if they're all Mexicans, but El Salvadorans and Mexicans that I've seen in New York were MS-13 members.
Yeah,
Like New York is full of Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be wrong.
The politics of it, like
I've never seen the only
they like
Mexicans
a
or
Salvadorian game, but they like, oh my God, they deep, bro. Like they really, and from a dude like me who from the South who just never seen MS-13 when I moved up
they
here.
was deep in Atlanta though. And when I found out who they were, after I went and did my little bid, I keep saying the bid. That was no bad. It was 3 years, so let's not make it sound like it's more.
That's a bid, bro.
That's a bid, bro. That's a bid, bro.
Not shout out to my cousin who just came home from doing 25, and guess what? He don't act like he's been away one day. I love it. You can't tell he just did 25 years, man, and he don't seem like he's been away one day. So shout out to him for keeping his mind state. But what was like? How do we embark on that? How do we speak about it? Like,
let me chime in real quick, right? Let me chime in.
Let me just say this. All I know is when you get in trouble and you go to jail, it don't supposed to be fun.
It don't supposed to be fun. It don't. And one thing about them, I don't care who you are, how you are. Karma is a month. Them bodies gonna always come back. Even if the police didn't catch you somehow, somewhere in your life, man, them bodies gonna always come back to you. Especially ones that weren't done in self-defense and that was done on ignorance. It's gonna come back, bro. It's gonna come back. So,
like, are you looking for some type of empathy or something?
Like y'all murder, y'all MS-13. Like, man, y'all have terrorized this country. But then, hold on. But they only locking them up, right? They don't even know who they be having. They get them, as soon as they put them over on the street or whatever, they make them show their skin. If they got an MS-13, they going on their skin. If they got they might be people that ain't done nothing, but they claim an MS-13. So do they deserve to go? Should they go? Because we all know what. If you're affiliated with MS-13, later on down the line, work is gonna have to be put in.
Can I chime in real quick?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is my thought process. Number one, speaking from a person that went and did a bid, all that degrading shit happened to me too.
Right.
At all my goddamn house.
But us all, so we came in.
They shackled me to the next person in front of me and shackled me to the person that was behind me. And we came in shuffling, like looking weird and shit. Had to strip in front of everybody, had to do all that. Now, that's the due process of a citizen of the United States going through the penal system of the United States and being a citizen. That's called paying my debt to society.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Allegedly, these people aren't even citizens of this country. So the due process that we are allowed as being citizens, they don't have that right. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just law. That's the point. That's it. Point blank. Period. When you look at a situation as far as, I don't even want to speak on the MS-13 part of this, that, and the third, but regardless, like if you did a crime and you get caught and you gotta do your time. That's just point blank, period. For them, it just so happens that they're not part of our system. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, you can't have the due process that we would have. That's why you get sent to somewhere like El Salvador. You see what I'm saying? Like, just straight up, because it's not the taxpayers of this country shouldn't have the obligation to pay their pay their congressmen or judges or state officials or federal officials to be having court and trying these individuals. You see what I'm saying? So Me personally, I'm not crying a river about it. That's just me.
Okay.
Now if it's people that's getting caught up in that,
I'm gonna get into that. I'm finna get to that too.
if it's people that's getting caught up in that that's not deserving of that,
So
I think that's something totally different. You see what I'm saying?
what about the people that say, okay, yes, they're affiliated with this MS-13. They're affiliated with this gang. And yes, we all know for a fact that that particular gang has tormented the United States. What about the people that say, okay, well, it is what it is. Prove that the ones that you are locking up, has done this wrong and that they deserve to go to this prison. You feel what I'm saying? Prove that they've done this wrong. Like that's still modern day slavery to some people. So what is the response to that on people that feel up like that?
When you
And let's
say,
remember,
hold
he
on,
also
I got a
invoked.
question. I got a question. You said prove that they did some wrong.
Right. Prove that the ones that they're locking up did the wrong. But to me, now I'm just pushing back for those that will have that. That's not here. That.
But how do you prove it though? How do you prove it if they're not even in our system or whatnot? I'm just
That's what
saying
I'm
this as
saying.
far as how the system goes. Like I can go a whole lot deeper and say, hey man, first of all, if these folks are from this continent, they from this land. You see what I'm saying? That's a
That's
whole deeper conversation. You can go real
right.
deep into it and be like, they're not really immigrants of this land. They're from this land. The only thing that separates them from this country and from Mexico or whatnot is an imaginary line or border. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Seriously speaking. But speaking on the aspect of a system, how can we prove that? If you're not part of the system, it's not our duty to prove anything. You don't even
Right.
supposed to be over here anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Now this is my take on that. To ones that say prove that they did the crime that you're saying they're doing because this is modern day slavery. Putting that tattoo on your skin is that crime. To me, this is just my personal opinion. You chose to make yourself affiliated with something that you know is causing brutal damage around the world. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? And your own country got rid of you. Because you came from El Salvador now. Your own country got rid of you. But then, how about there are stories of them picking up ones that had nothing to do with it. It's two gangs. And hold on, I gotta say this before I say that. Trump invoked, there was a law that was created way back in 1970 something for terrorists on our land. I forgot what it was, but he invoked that to get them deported. So there's some type of I'll give you the correct term for it later. I just watched it earlier. I should have wrote it down. I'm learning. But he invoked that. It's like something when we're getting ready to go to war, or something that could cause us to go to war, that says we have terrorists. So basically, all the MS-13 members are terrorists. And if he invokes this, the whole country they go in and they get these members and deport their ass out of here.
Right.
That's what he invoked. But two planes that was on their way to El Salvador, the judges in the courts said turn them around because y'all didn't give them the right way to go. They should not be going, and Trump went over us to do this. They ordered them to turn around. Tell me why the plane stopped midway through and then picked back up and went to El Salvador anyway. So how do we deal with that? Because he's also doing what he want to do with the situation. You feel what I'm saying? So there's 3 points. I feel you're affiliated because you put the MS-13 on your shit.
So that's
So to me, that's just me. You're not from here.
So with that right there, I don't agree with that because that's a sticky situation. Because what you say with it, when you say okay, it's on your skin and this, that, and the third. So if you're affiliated, you're out of here, bro. That can be applied to the Bloods, to the Crips, to the Vice Lords, to the GDs.
But they from here.
Yeah,
they are
but
here.
yeah,
they are legal criminals.
Stop,
and they gonna get
look.
them.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, what is stopping a law enforcement official or a lawmaker from saying we're going to categorize those people as domestic terrorists.
Point.
You preoccupied, look. You preoccupied. You want me to repeat that?
Please.
What is stopping our lawmakers in Congress, in DC, from labeling citizens of this country that are part of the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lord, the GDs, as domestic terrorists? Just because they're affiliated.
No, you're right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a sticky situation. See, if you just leave it at the point of saying that you're not from here, you're not documented as being a legal immigrant, you're not documented as such, and on top of that, you are over here causing havoc. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm on. That's my point being is, I just asked you said how? How are we gonna prove that they did it if we don't know who they are and they from here? Okay, well, we don't know that they did these crimes, and we can't prove it. But since you're affiliated with this known terrorist group, because it's all over your body, we have no choice. We can't give you a chance. We can't prove that you did it, but we can't prove that you didn't do it either. So since you're affiliated with this same regime that is terrorizing us, we have to send you with them. Now, I don't agree with them going to the prison and all of that, but all that's going to do is send them back over anyway. So I don't agree with them going to prison, but yeah, you're right. We can't prove it. But what we can prove is that you're a member because you chose to get it tattooed on your body. So I don't know if you're a non-killing member or I don't know if you're an office member. But I guess what? I know this, you're a member. And you're a little wheel that makes that one big devilish ass wheel move.
But see, it still go back to the affiliation part. Like, again, you have to.
I guess I'm saying it like this, as a layman's term. I would rather deal with the Bloods and the Crips right now because they're legal citizens, so I got their names and I can kind of get to the crimes that they're doing a little faster than wondering if Jorge is his real name. First instance that I have no idea because he done came over here on some shit, so I can't afford to give him the due process because he's not a citizen. This Blood and this Crip, I can investigate them. I can give them due process. But this dude, I can't give him due process. So in midst of me not being able to give him due process, I'm not going to board him either. I'm not finna put him in an American jail and pay $600 because y'all all know they pay by day for each person to be in jail. The federal government pays that. So I'm not finna give these folks $1,000 today for this dude from over here that I have no idea who he is, but he has MS-13. He took the pain to get it tattooed on his body, so he's affiliated with that. So whatever part of that you're affiliated with, I don't want to be a part of that with my country. I'd rather deal with the criminals in my country that I can kind of keep a hold on and see what they're doing than to deal with a foreign criminal. And I can't know nothing about him, so I don't even know how to deal with him. So I'm going to send him to his people and let him deal with him. That's what I'm saying. And that's just real. I think that's how they feel. Instead of dealing with somebody that I have no idea who you are, I'm gonna send you to your people. If you went ahead to MS-13 on your body, guess what? I would have never been able to lock you up. You could have hid it without the tattoos.
But see, that's well, I draw the line. The only thing that I'm saying is it's not people, if your ass ain't documented, you ain't got no dog in the fight.
You ain't got no dog in, but you shouldn't be here if you ain't though either.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I'm saying. Like, once you start talking about you're being labeled as something, and then since you're labeled as this, we have a right to get rid of you. That opens up a total different can of worms because, again, it's a slippery slope because let's say Chicago.
That's where a lot of them was.
Hold on, just stop. Listen to me. Let's say Chicago. It's a bunch of GDs up there and BDs up there causing hell.
Hectic.
What's stopping Congress from saying that they're domestic terrorists and getting rid of their ass and sending them to El Salvador?
They can't. They from here.
No, bro. Nope. You missed the term. Domestic terrorists. Domestic terrorist means you from here and you are a terrorist.
So guess what they do?
And they can
can't
send your
our
ass to
terrorists,
Guantanamo Bay. They can send your ass to El Salvador. They can do whatever. Once
or
you
they can
get
lock
that
you
T
up here,
word,
or you
once
can
they
get locked up here.
yeah, but once they put that T word on you, all rules go out the motherfucking door.
Right. Right.
It's
Okay.
it's a wrap. So when you
Okay.
talking about labeling somebody just because
Well-
they is this, and you know just like I know, you got Bloods that are lawyers, you got Crips that are doctors, you got VLs, GDs, and BDs, all them. It's a lot of them that hold high.
But they're all
positions.
documented as legal citizens, though.
Yes.
So we can guess what?
No,
if they do
no,
the
you
crime,
still missing
we can
it, bro.
reach them.
You still missing
right,
it.
read this
It's
out.
not about the
Example, look.
documented. It's not about the documentation and saying that I'm a documented citizen.
Right.
It's the domestic terrorism.
Right.
You
Understand
can be
They wouldn't
labeled
be- I'm
as
not-
that. You see what I'm
but-
saying? Just because you can't label a person. This is my thing. You can't label a person. If you go down that slippery slope, you got like I said, you got doctors and lawyers that are Bloods and Crips. And just because they're Blood or Crip, you can't say, okay, you're a terrorist now. Like, no, you
Right,
can't
no.
do that. You got to be in that situation. You have to have proof. Now, they are sitting there, when you say they're citizens over here, that's when that applies. Because now they have the right to have due process. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
On the other end, these people ain't documented anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like,
So
point
let's say
blank,
this.
period.
On the domestic terrorists, like you said, if any of these El Salvadorians, if they had documentation, would they be sending them away to be jailed? Fuck no. They would be here in a federal penitentiary.
But see,
because they can't tell who they are, and they can't, and it's so vicious, and he got to make a statement somewhere, he's going to start with them. That's what's against them, is that they don't have the legal rights to be. The Bloods, the Crips, yes, all of them got heavy on East Side, murderers, everything, and they're doctors and lawyers. But guess what? They're able to watch them because they know who they are. That's why the feds able to get them.
You said it just how I like. That's how I think the way you just said it. Leave the MS-13 out of that. Like, you can't sit here. Like, if you're supposed to be here, due process. If you're not supposed to be here, you ain't got no dog in the fight. No matter if you MS-13 or not.
You basically ain't got no dog. Yeah.
No matter if you MS-13 or not. If you get caught slipping with your pants down, it is what it is. You see what I'm saying? But just labeling them and this, that, and the third, let's say.
That's what I wanted to say too. Now, there was another gang that they had, but their symbol, it was MS-13 and something else. I can't remember the Las Lumpton something, right? Please forgive me, y'all. I don't know the correct term. But their symbol is crowns. So they picked up so many people when they seen the crowns tattooed on their body, and they're wrong. One of the dudes had a crown on top of a soccer ball because he used to be a soccer player in El Salvador.
That's
and
my point.
Had a soccer ball on it with a crown on it, but because they couldn't tell who he was, because he had no documentation, they threw his ass on there. Another dude had a crown on this arm, but it had a name under it. A crown on this arm, but a name under it. It was his mom and dad.
Right.
And they locked them up. Like they gone from their families and everything, like over there in that Salvadorian prison and what is it, Cito? Something.
So
whatever it is.
So you're saying what I'm saying. It's just because they have a label. Like, come on, bro. Like, the crowns meant nothing in them two situations. But they just thought it was supposed to be that. Now, you throw them over here in this pool full of sharks, and they ain't nothing but guppies. You see what I'm saying?
Guppies.
All because of a label. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My whole thing is you take the fluff out of it.
Yeah.
If you document it, you're good. You get caught with your pants down.
There we go. You're right. Take the fluff out. If you
take the fluff out. If you ain't, that's it. Just keep your head low and stay out the goddamn way.
Stay out the way. Stop tattooing
you know what I'm saying? That's
Stop
just
tattooing it on your body.
Yeah, that's just it.
Stop tattooing it on your body. Everybody don't got the. I mean, you know what it is.
Right.
What you got, Batt? You got something? You had something to add, Batt?
Nah, I mean, I think y'all pretty much covered it because that's all I was gonna just try to get the difference. So look, but y'all got the domestic part, understanding that. Like, if you ain't from here, you ain't from here.
You ain't from here.
That's it. You don't get the
and
rights
you're not
and
gonna
benefits.
get the privilege of being from here if you're not. Like, just being. It's not, and it ain't even sad to say. It ain't even tough. It's just life. If I was in El Salvador and I did a crime and I was illegal, guess what? They gonna send my ass over here or they gonna lock me up. But they ain't gonna spend the money. It's just it looks so bad because guess what? The United States got the money to send their ass back home. So then it looks bad. Then they show the person with now no daddy and none, but you undocumented and you was over here. You up, but the ones that was doing crazy. You tormenting and raping. You making it bad for the ones that's not documented. You feel what I'm saying? Just like here on the street. Ignorant black folks have made it bad for intelligent black folks. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. Hold on, y'all chop it, man. I gotta step out 1 second.
All right, we're gonna switch it up, man. Let's get into the Terrance Howard shit.
Let's go, man.
Ooh, I'm coming back, definitely. Hold on.
Let's go, man.
Let's get into the Terrance Howard shit. I think I got the link somewhere on my shit. This motherfucker shit. Let me Terrance Howard. Pull shit down. Where's my link for it at? All right, yeah, we're gonna.
At Wayfair, we're game for every style.
Let's play charades. I'll act out.
You know, there's a.
All right, we're gonna get into the Terrance Howard situation, man, because he lit the internet on fire with this conversation right here, and you know we've all heard about the situations as far as concerning Diddy, but with this one right here, you can read the caption on the screen. It said, "Perfect tried to F me. Terrance Howard reveals shocking Diddy meeting in Hollywood dark secret." So for this one right here, man, I think this video is like 6 minutes. So let's tap in and see what he got to say.
You know, there's a short life in.
Why do you think that is? What the creative side is?
Well, because losing out money, you got to take drugs. You're going through so much shit to try and deal with life. You are literally, it's an unhealthy space. And so eventually you're going to go too far, you know? Who knows what happened to Philip? Who knows what he had to do in order to get to where he was at? There's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, you know? But when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man.
I ain't gonna talk about some. Are you saying what I think you're saying?
I'm saying,
motherfucker, you know what the man's saying, man. Like, that's what I be saying about, like, that's what I don't like about some of these interviewers, man. It be like, bro, like, come on, man. You know what this man's saying. He just said men give it. They don't take it. And you acting like you don't understand. So now that got me, I got question marks about the interviewer now. Like, what, like what you want? Yeah, like, what you want?
Hey, look, before you start back, I love Terrance Howard reply to him, though. Man, I'm saying exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
I love that response.
Yeah, that's crazy to me, man. That's why I'm telling you, bro. That's why I think we different over here at KDTV, especially when it come to them street facts, man. We ain't doing them poop-put ass interviews like that, trying to line somebody up and, you know, trying to catch them up in some or whatnot, man. These folks that be trying to get you and try to make you have a viral moment and things of that nature, bro. I don't respect that. Well, they're right.
Nah.
One time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
I'm going to pause it right there because what he's saying is actual facts. I mean, because you only get one chance to be a man out here.
Right.
And once you give up that one opportunity and that one chance, it ain't no bouncing back from that, bro.
Right.
Like there is no bouncing back from that. Well, once you give up that little virgin hole back there, there's no bouncing back from that, bro. Like there's no way you can stand on business the way you stood on business before. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't give a damn what you going through, bro. Men are going to be men. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no amount of money. It ain't no amount of fame. It ain't no amount of fear that you can pump into me. Like that's why I say I don't get it. Like when I be looking at these videos and these guys be like, man, you took advantage of me. Like you let them take advantage of you, bro. You let him
do nobody
do that.
do nothing to you that you didn't allow them to do.
Exactly. Like straight up, bro. Like it'll be different if goddamn he tied you down and handcuffed you and spread you eagle. And then
I've been broke.
Yeah.
I've had to sleep in the car. And guess what? I ain't never had to fuck a man.
That is it.
Never in my
to
life.
Me, it's crazy talk.
I don't give a fuck how bad it is, man, in your life. That man said, do what? Never give up your man card. Keep your man. Guess what? And hearing him say that, all I can hear is Cat Williams telling Shannon Sharp, you got to tell him no.
You got to tell him no.
You got to tell him.
Did it want to party? And you got to tell him no.
And then he sat down like Cat in his own thoughts on the show. You could see him go in his own thoughts. Like, can you see me? Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Oh, you could see Cat go in his own thoughts for a minute in the interview. Like, you got to tell him no. Like,
you got to, bro.
You got to. And hearing this man say how that man had him come over all them times for nothing. For nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Man, come on, man. Come on, man.
I'm finna let it ride.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card.
Man card.
You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so
Hold on.
It's crazy. They can't sleep at night, Keith.
I ain't trying to laugh. He said, you need therapy.
You need therapy.
Bro, you do. Look, if a motherfucker don't need therapy about nothing else, boy, if you gave up that little virgin hole, boy, you gave up your manhood, boy, your ass needs therapy, boy. Like,
come on, man. Now look here. I'm 48. I'm 48, y'all. So I had to take that doctor visit. You feel what I'm saying? When black men, we get of a certain age, we got to have that one doctor visit. When I tell y'all, I couldn't sleep for a long time after that, man. After checking my colonoscopy, is a colonoscopy for whatever it is we got to have. I'm almost 50. When I tell y'all, I wanted the man to put me, there's no way you can come back after that. So the Orlando Browns, them type niggas, the Meek Mills, see them niggas is going crazy. He ain't lying. All these niggas.
For real. He telling you facts, bro, because I'm just being honest with you. I know how I'm wired up, bro. I would not be the same, bro. Like I'm keeping it a bean. Like ain't no way, man.
That shit probably killing them boys, man.
Man, listen,
that shit probably killing them boys, bro.
Listen, man. Look, I'm gonna share something with y'all. When I was with Basic Loaded, man, goddamn, D Young's always tell me, but you got to be able to do whatever it takes. And the way he was saying it and how many times he used to say it, I'm like, what the fuck you mean whatever it take, bro? It's certain things that I'm not willing to fucking do. You see what I'm
Man,
saying?
fuck you mean?
Now,
Whatever it takes.
now
Nah.
hindsight being 2020 and all this other bullshit coming out, now I'm understanding. See, I already knew I wasn't wired up for the industry.
Nah.
That's why, like, bro, I promise you, bro, I wasn't wired up.
And
That's
that's why
I tapped
motherfuckers
out.
like us didn't make shit
Pop.
happen the
I'm
way it
telling you,
did
bro,
back
I
then.
swear. That's it.
We honestly we was upset with not being successful in that manner, but we was also happy because now we see what was happening. We'd have been in jail.
Oh yeah.
We'd have, like ain't no telling
I
them
would have
niggas,
nutted the
no,
fuck up,
you ain't
bro.
fucking
I
me, or
swear to
like the
God.
minute a dude try me,
I
I'm
would have
finna
nutted
dirt
the
his
fuck
ass.
up, bro. I would have nutted the fuck up, boy.
Like how can I be on a label with you and you just tried to have sex with me? I'm finna kill you. I'm finna kill you.
The craziest part to me is these gangster ass rappers and songwriters and things of that nature. Like y'all really went for this. Like that's how I know. Like y'all ain't really wired up like that for real, bro. No, man. They not like us. Like I'm for real, bro. Cause I already know. Like the first instance I would have got about some shit like that, man.
Yeah,
boy,
bro.
listen.
Got up out.
I'm coming back,
in
bro.
jail.
I'm coming.
I'm wired. Like I can't even let it pass. Like the fact that you thought that you could come to me like that, I'm finna do something to you. I'm a black the fuck out. I'm a black the fuck out. And I know how I was back then.
I'm telling you, bro, I would have been on some Samuel L. Jackson shit and goddamn what that is. It ain't Shawshank Redemption. What that shit is when their daughter got raped and said, yeah, I killed him and I hope he burned in hell. Like I would have been on that type of shit.
Oh no, yeah. Time to Kill.
Yeah, Time to Kill. That definitely would have been.
The dude had raped his daughters in it, and he waited in the courthouse overnight on his ass.
Mother would have tried me like that, bro. It would have been definitely a time to kill for me. Just trying me like that, bro. Like, man, come on, man. Yeah, like, bro, like straight up, man. Ain't man, just trying because you want to make it. You want to be on TV and be a superstar, man. Y'all was suspect out the gate, bro. But let me let it ride.
They end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary.
1,500 sperm per heartbeat.
No matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said?
Well, you asked the question. Me personally, I can name a few people that come to mind, and I just don't want to name drop, but I can name a few of them that come to mind out the gate, and I don't want to tarnish anybody's name or be accused of slandering and things of that nature.
Right.
But the only thing you got to do is think about it, bro. It's a lot of them out there that did that. But the thing is like that's the thing about the industry. It's like now that I look back at it, the industry is there to make you compromise your integrity.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
The thing that you stand on, your principles and your morals that you stand on. Mm-hmm. If you want what the industry has to offer, you have to compromise those. And once you compromise them and you're okay with it, the bigger names get more people to do the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Because you've been buck broke, and now you're in charge of buck breaking other artists. You see what I'm saying? And see, see back what I always tell you about their platform. It's all about integrity.
Yeah.
All about integrity.
It's all about integrity over here, baby. Like I'm not gonna compromise that. I'm not finna get over here and try to get a viral moment. I'm not finna goddamn do. I ain't finna kiss ass trying to get to a certain point.
I can meet you at the house.
Mute your phone, look.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you say?
Mute your phone. I hear you in the background.
Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, it's all about integrity, man. And I think that either the artists that get compromised like that don't know what integrity really is, or they just never had any integrity to begin with. You see what I'm saying?
Right. They was willing to give that integrity up just to get them a few dollars.
Yep. And that's the definition of selling your soul, in my
That's it.
opinion.
Me too. I agree, 1,000%.
Yep. But let's ride.
No to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there, and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
Oh, shit.
So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
Facts.
It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
Facts.
And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
That's right.
And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit.
Right.
Because the man card means everything.
See, man, I'm being honest with you, man. People were talking about Terrance Howard when he came out with all the science that he was coming out with, this, that, and the
That
third.
man's very intelligent, bro.
Bro, I respect the science that he came out with, especially that flower of life shit. When you start understanding how this shit is wired up and built, he wasn't telling you no lies. If you can't comprehend what the hell he was saying, just say
I'm
that.
wrong.
Just
Yeah.
say that. You see
Just
what I'm
say that.
saying? Don't try to
intelligent.
bash the man and say he got there making up shit, he clout chasing this, that, and the third. But for this conversation right here, he ain't spitting nothing but law. This is law. This man law. Like, this is goddamn some shit that's supposed to be encoded in your genetic makeup.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? Like, straight up. Because at the end of the day, it's like, bro, it's certain things. And I don't care who you is. I don't care who you is. You're not going to try me as a man.
Right.
Like, it could be my mama. It can be my sister. It can be the nigga at the corner store. It can be Diddy. It can be President Obama. You ain't trying me like that, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going.
I tell people all the time, you want to beef with a real man, just try my manhood. You can get everything
You're going to get everything. And I don't give a fuck if you beat me to a pulp, bro. But guess what I still got?
You going to get this smoke.
My manhood.
My manhood.
Shit. As a man, I can take that L, bro.
My manhood gonna let me take that L because it gonna allow me to fight you every day that you see me.
That's it.
You gonna every day.
That's it.
Man, look here, man. That shit crazy, bro. That shit disgustingly. It's just sad, bro. It's just sad, bro. That shit is sad, bro.
Man, I've been saying this shit. I know for at least, I'm 44, man. I've been talking this type of shit at least 10 years, bro. And when I first started talking to everybody, thought I was talking out the side of my neck. And I was like, bro, y'all just don't understand. Now that everything coming out, I just want to take the time out to say these 3 words. Matter of fact, it's 4. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Now, I didn't make it to the upper echelons where Terrance Howard at, but you hearing it from him out.
Right.
Did DJ, man.
Right.
Did DJ, man.
Look, man.
Nigga tried to fuck me, man.
No, man.
My manager said he wanted to fuck me, man. I'm like, okay.
He said, I don't know. I guess he want to fuck you or something, man. You got to tell Puffy no, man. Every time you think I want to be around there pimping her white ass, I got to tell Puffy no. Shit, it's always crazy. He always sound like he's
got to be a man. You got to be a man,
man.
You can't compromise your integrity, man.
Can't do it,
like,
man.
Come on, man. Shouts out to Terrance Howard, bro.
You know how dope
That
that
Luke
was?
Bryan,
The
man.
interview was 2 hours and 9 minutes. They didn't even speak on the Diddy interview until the 2-hour mark. The whole interview was about science. The
Right.
whole, like, he shut down. If people really watch the whole interview, he shut down a NASA agent.
Oh
He
yeah, I
came
seen
in
that
and made
part.
his
I
point.
seen that part. I
He
seen that
shut
part.
down a NASA agent. Like, the man is smart as hell. And the
Yeah.
last 9 minutes of the interview is when he brought up the Diddy shit, and that's
Yeah,
what he was doing.
and I seen that part, bro. And see, that's what I be trying to tell people. Like,
Yeah.
man, you can't just put people to the side because you don't understand.
Stand them.
You can't pick up the shit that they putting down. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I've been picking up what he was putting down, but I'm of the cloth to where he's talking my language. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I understood what he was saying. Like the way we look at the world, the way we look at life, what we think is real is actually fake as fuck.
We're in the Matrix.
You just point blank period. Yeah, like you'll look at me crazy if I tell you dead right now, bro, and you just hallucinate.
Right.
Yeah.
We're in the Matrix. We in the Matrix.
He's telling you 1 and 1 make 2, but for some reason they
1
got
and
y'all
1
back.
don't make 2. How does 1 and 1 make 2? Or 1 plus 1?
Make 2 ones, don't it?
It just make 2 ones.
It's
You
just
got
2
three
ones.
different. You got 3 different figures right there.
I said it wrong. Go ahead.
1 plus 1 can make 4. Let me show you how 1 plus 1 can make 4.
Oh, I already know. I just said it wrong.
What tell me then, sir? I'm gonna put you John on the spot. How can 1 plus 1 make 4?
Hey, don't be doing my dog like that.
Now I got 2. I got 2. This content.
No. We can just stop talking and keep going. Anyway,
I fucking love y'all.
when he was breaking it down, just like when he was telling the dude, what's his name? Neil deGrasse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Neil deGrasse trying to tell him deGrasse is disputing that. All I got from Terrance Howard is you're disputing this because you done went by these new laws and all this stuff that you didn't
that they fed you.
That they done fed you. But what I've come up with and what I see is something totally different, bro.
Yeah. And it makes hella sense.
Now,
and it made hella
Okay. Going back to my original question. How does 1 plus 1 equal 4? Now I'm gonna tell you what I'm saying right here, right?
You hell. See, you had 3 the hard way. Gotta love it.
Number 2 though. Go ahead.
It ain't number 2. I'm just showing, man. If you just calm down, and let me get it out. You know what I mean? So look. This is
hey, y'all get in them comments, man.
Original math is like this. A number 1 is a slash, right? Straight up and down. Correct? I wish I had a whiteboard that I could put it. I do got a whiteboard on Zoom. I ain't trying to learn how to do that shit on the live though. I'm gonna learn.
Not on the live. We go, yeah.
I'm gonna learn it, but I ain't even do it right now. So you got a 1, and then you got a plus sign. Now, if you look at how you make a plus sign, you make a plus sign with another slash and another slash going across it.
Right.
And then you have a 1 on the other side of it. So that what makes 1 plus 1. But if you count each slash,
right,
they give you 4. Now, I'll give you another instance. I'm going to give you another instance. If you have a 1 slash.
Content. Y'all get in the comments. Somebody get in the super chat. Tell me if y'all think what he just said makes sense. I need to know. Get in the comments right now, man. Get in the comments, y'all. I need to know if y'all think what Key just said makes sense.
Look, you gotta watch him break it down, though. It makes so much sense when you watch him break it down.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just trying to see if our listeners,
because these are slashes, like these are marks that you're making. Like basically, man, before we had the number 4 that we call the number 4, even if you look at the number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what I'm saying? Like straight up. So in that, in another aspect, it ain't even got to mean 4. It could be 3. It's 1 plus 1. The plus is a fucking other number. Period. The sign itself is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, for example, 1x. The fuck is 1x?
Right.
2x, 3x, 4x.
Right.
Why we just don't say it's a 4 or 4 large? We got to put the 4x in front of the large.
Right.
So is it really
Right.
a 4? And we say it's a 4 extra large. Or 4 times. Like the math ain't mathing when you really understand it. You see what I'm saying? When you really look at it. We don't see it as that. You see what I'm saying? Just like we look at each other, you're seeing me right here, right now. It's Keith. I'm just Keith, one person. But am I really just one person?
Right.
Or am I 3 different people in one body? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Mind, soul, body. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the math. Like we when we quantify shit, that's what fucks up our perception of reality. You can't quantify reality, bro. Just like I said, bro. In another reality, I could have said sis. In another reality, I could have said guy. In another reality, I could have said nigga. In another reality, I could have said look. In another reality, I could have said back.
Right.
The possibilities are endless.
Right.
But we are just here in this reality right now, and being in this reality, to make sense of it, we have to quantify it because we're living off of man's law. But we're not men, are we? We gods. So when you're thinking like a god, possibilities are endless, bro.
Right.
We limit ourselves with this type of math. We limit ourselves with this science. That's why they always have to put theories on it, because they can't prove anything, because it's just a theory.
Right. It is just a theory.
There you go.
I can do all things with Christ who strengthens me.
That's right.
That means I can fly.
Literally, if I put my mind to it.
If I really put my mind to it.
I really can.
But as long as I limit myself with the teachings and the understandings and the doctrines of this place, I'll never be able to.
Never be able to.
It's a man, it's a dude named, I think his name, damn, what that my man name is? Tonto.
He said, damn.
Tonto. It's a black dude, man. Damn, boy, I can't remember his name. Tonto was able to, man, this is a real story. The nigga came back from death 3 to 4 times, bro. They dismembered this motherfucker and he put himself back together. This is documented shit. And he said that, oh, I can't keep on doing this. But there's going to be some folk that come after me that going to be able to do the same things that I'm doing. Man, matter of fact, hold on. Because my man texted to me, and I had already been familiar with it.
Right. Tonto.
The only Tonto I know,
Is
Simon Toko. Listen to this shit.
Something interesting. This guy here is Simon Toko from Africa. And I'm going to play you a little clip, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this about what he's all about.
So the story goes that in the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus. And he was...
I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Yeah, I just paused because y'all ain't going to be able to hear it. I tell you what we finna do, though.
What we finna do?
We already know what he talked. We Simon Toko.
Wait, you still got see, am I just old, or do you still? I was gonna say, okay, you sharing your screen with us still. You know it's been shared that whole time.
Yeah, I know it.
I love it. I'm learning. Your fans probably laughing at me like a mug, man. I love it too. Y'all, hey world, help me learn the internet. Hey, man, y'all give my man Key 500 more subscriptions, man. I'll get an Instagram or something.
Check this out.
Do y'all think I need social media?
Oh boy, that nigga unload. Okay, let me go back then. It got to be another video for this shit.
They done took it off. They done took it off.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. Here go another one right here.
Was immortal and couldn't be taken out by the cabal. Where is Sis spread his message. One of his angels. This African man of God was immortal and couldn't be taken out by the cabal. There was a man that admitted to seeing Toko pass away with his own eyes and then seeing Toko perfectly fine the next day. The elites didn't want him here, so there was multiple attempts on Toko. The cabal set Simeon Toko up, saying they want him to come to the United Nations to spread his message, but instead something terrible happened that I cannot say on TikTok. I'll explain in the comment section what happened to Toko so this video doesn't get taken down. After this tragic attempt on Toko, he regenerated in their office room, saying, "If you don't want me to be here so bad, I can't fulfill my purpose. But there will be more people like me and you will not be able to stop us." Simeon Toko passed due to him not being able to fulfill his purpose here. If we look in the Bible, it says that the 144,000 will have supernatural protection. For God's seal will spare the 144,000 from judgment and being taken out. Does this explain why Simeon Toko couldn't be harmed? As God's judgment rains down, he will grant special protection to the witnesses. In Revelation chapter 7 verse 3, one of his angels gives this instruction to 4 others. Do not harm the earth, the sea, or the trees till we have sealed the servants of our God on their foreheads. Although the witnesses' preaching will rouse the anger of many, the Bible says no one will be able to touch the 144,000 because Almighty God will grant them supernatural protection.
Simeon Toko, bro, like motherfucker ain't man, shit gets so
An elite working for the Rothschilds named Jacob said that in the 1960s there was a mysterious man that had abilities similar to Jesus. His name was Simeon Toko.
I'm just trying to
Cold-pressed organic castor oil, the ancient beauty ingredient that has stood the test of time. From Sky Organics.
The African man who brought himself to life after he was chopped to pieces. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the story of Simeon Toko. This is a pretty crazy story. It was passed down from David Wilcock, and David Wilcock got it passed down from somebody else. We're going to be reading some of this information from Collective Evolution, the website.com, so collectiveevolution.com. Go check them out. They have some really good conscious, woke, if you want to call it, information. But from what I've heard of the story is that basically some Rockefeller some person from one of the Rockefeller family lineages, like I don't know if it was like David Rockefeller, I don't know, or is that even David?
I can't listen to that. He fumbling.
Simon Toko, a prophet like Jesus.
Too hard.
The words of the
He was
Messiah in
losing me
John
every other
14:12,
every other word.
greater works than these shall he do, was clearly fulfilled in the life the man Simon Toko, who was born on February 24, 1918, in Angola. I know that many black Christians, particularly Pentecostals, and Charismatics, are of the opinion that the Holy Spirit came with the white man to Africa. That is how terrible the brainwashing is. Well, this is one story you can be sure Robert Sliarton will never cover in any of his God's Generals volumes. Yet not one of the men or women featured in the series will even come close in comparison to this Bantu brother. The story of Simon Toko was widely known in Europe and was shared among the colonial authorities, doctors, scholars, etc. They even concluded he was not human, an avatar. Others called him a reincarnation of Christ. The missionaries jealously accused him of black magic, to which he responded, "But if we are praying to the same God, how come when I pray, and there is a manifestation of the Holy Ghost, you accuse me of sorcery? Is it because I am an African that my prayers couldn't possibly be answered? Does the Holy Spirit discriminate against Africans too?" Raised a Baptist, in 1949 Simon attended an international conference of Protestants in Leopoldville, currently called Kinshasa. During this event, the ceremonial masters asked 3 Africans from Angola to pray. Those selected were Gaspar de Almeida, Jesse Chilo Chipenda, and Simon Toko. Simon Toko asked in his public prayer that the Holy Spirit manifest in Africa to put an end to the abuses of the colonial powers. The excitement about the miracles that happened led Simon Toko's followers to spread all over town and start preaching the building of God's kingdom. This attracted the attention of Belgian colonial authorities, who viewed the activity as a threatening commotion. Within about 3 months the police began jailing the preachers. They were jailed and prosecuted. Some were beheaded, burned alive in their homes, drowned in the river, or shot without being prosecuted. On October 22, 1949, Simon Toko and 3,000 of his companions were put in 2 different jails, Afultra and Andolo. After 3 months in the jails, A decree was passed to deport them out of the country. This is when Simeon Toko started revealing himself. The Belgian administrator of the jail in Ndolo was named Perrault. He abused the Tokoist prisoners, hurling racist insults. He always ended with, "Filthy nigger, you're going back to nigger country in Angola." Tired of this abuse, Simon Toko replied sharply to Perrault, "Know that if there is a stranger here, it is you. To show you that I am home, the day you make the injustice of deporting me from Belgian Congo, I'll have you carrying my bags alongside me." Simon Toko held up both hands, spread out his fingers, and told the abusive Belgian to count them. He said, "I give 10 years to the Belgians, not one more or less, to leave this country." No one at that time comprehended these Sibylline words. However, the disciples of Simon Toko understood later. The day they were deported, Perrault fell dead. He was gripped with an apparent heart attack while working in his office, and died as suddenly as though a bullet had struck him squarely. As for the other mysterious statement made by Simon Toko, 10 years later, in 1960, the Belgians were obliged to leave their rich colony of Congo. When he was sent to slavery in an agricultural field in Kikanda, in southern Angola, his head was offered for a price. 2 Portuguese foremen, excited by the reward, decided to take their chance. They put a plan in action to murder Simon Toko. During a stay in Angola in 1994, we collected the testimony of Pastor Adelino Kanandi, who was a cook at the Kikanda agricultural compound. He saw what happened. Busy with cooking, he heard a voice calling him, "Kanandi, Kanandi, come here." It was Simon Toko. Once outside, surprised and curious, Toko told him to stand there and be watchful. Once again the Son of Man will be tested. Strange words in particular for Kanandi, who was not then a Christian and didn't understand the term or what Simon Toko wanted of him. Curious, he watched. Trade magazines that deal with farm machinery routinely warn users about it. Harvesting machines such as seed sowers are exceptionally dangerous, as is very well known. Accidents involving the business end of a sower simply aren't survived, and in many cases, there is not enough left of the body for display at a funeral. One of the Portuguese foremen showed up and hailed Simon Toko. "Hey Simon, you see that tractor over there? There are weeds clogging the sower. Go clean them out." Submissively, the docile prisoner crawled under the engine to fix it. When he was under the engine, the foreman, sitting in the driver's seat, started it up, which automatically activated the rotating blades of the seed sower. Simon Toko's body was instantly severed in several pieces. Terrified, Kanandi stood frozen to the spot, watching. The foreman shifted into reverse to back up and check the damage. A second foreman, who was in service that day, flashed a victory sign.
Now you heard him say they chopped that man body up after telling him to clean out this seed soil, right?
Yes.
Now listen.
Indicating that they had succeeded. Then the unbelievable happened. Before Kanandi and the 2 Portuguese accomplices, the body of Simon Toko recomposed itself. Simon Toko stood up. Kanandi could not believe his eyes. The Portuguese ran away in terror. From that day on, Kanandi believed in the Lord, and his entire family converted to the Church of Simon Toko. His followers were once again bewildered when they found out the 2 top-level emissaries were dispatched by Pope John XXIII to Angola to meet Simon Toko and deliver a personal message to him.
The Pope sent motherfuckers to meet their dude, man.
One of the emissaries was unfortunate to fall ill with dysentery when he arrived in Luanda and wound up in a hospital. The other was received by Simon Toko, and he said to him, "I am an emissary of Pope John XXIII, who personally mandated me and my colleague to come and ask you a single question: who are you?" When Simon Toko was brought to Portugal, a Portuguese Air Force plane was waiting for him. The plane had state-of-the-art telecommunication and navigation systems. In the plane sat a Catholic priest and members of Salazar's secret police, PDDGS, including the pilot and co-pilot. Their mission was to fly out over the Atlantic Ocean and after about an hour's distance, push Simon Toko out of the plane into the deep sea. This was the same inhuman treatment that Argentinian military used years later for their political opponents. Supposedly, the Catholic priest was brought along on the plane to counteract the magic powers of the African, through praying. But this skillfully planned project was about to backfire. The moment the PDA agents rose to subdue him and carry out their murder, Simon Toko stood up and ordered the plane to stop. The aircraft stopped in mid-air. It stood still, not advancing an inch, nor rose or fell backward. The crew was stricken by panic. The priest could hardly breathe, and hoarsely huffed out desperate prayers. They all started imploring the preto, Portuguese denigratory meaning nigger, for mercy. Simon lifted his eyes and hands towards the heaven, and after a short prayer he ordered the plane to move again. At once the plane started moving. Some doctors found themselves reading the reports of his purported invulnerability. They thought they might pass the time by drilling for the secret which seemed to protect the mysterious African man. They meant to perform an autopsy on a living human being. Under the pretext of removing a tumor in his chest, the doctors had Simon Toko taken to hospital. They put him on an operating table, cut a jagged, mortal wound in the left side of the center of his chest, reached into his chest cavity, and pulled out his still beating heart. The aorta and other arteries were severed by scalpel and his heart was removed. Simon lay dead, his body covered with the warm blood that splashed out of his heart and chest. The doctors dumped Simon Toko's heart in a metal pan and took it to a laboratory, in another room. They ran various tests on it, expecting to find what, undetermined. The gadgets and microscopes and probings showed there was nothing physically extraordinary or abnormal about Simeon Toko's heart. Simeon Toko came back to life on the operating table. To their horror and bewilderment, his heartless corpse was moving on its own volition. He opened his eyes, sat up and looked at them, the chest wound by which they had casually murdered him gaping open. "Why are you persecuting me this way?" he said to them. "Give me back my heart." At the death of Simon Toko, there was a man who declared it is not true that Simeon Toko is dead, because he is invulnerable. He went on to confess that he had Simeon Toko kidnapped, took him to a secret location, and once there he butchered him methodically, like a meatpacker with an animal carcass. He severed Simeon's head, then his arms and legs, then split his chest and abdomen apart. He stuffed the butchered corpse into a large bag, tied the top with a string, and hid it in a certain location. After 3 days, he brought helpers back to get the bag and take it to the ocean to throw to the sharks. By now the bag had disappeared. The men began to argue about its whereabouts. Suddenly, in the midst of their bickering about who may have moved it, a voice asked, "WHO are you looking for?" "I am here." It was Simon Toko, in flesh and bone, alive, standing majestically. The men dashed away shouting Io Deus, Io Deus, which means he is God, he is God. Piva's butchering had been the last time that anybody dared to touch a single hair on the head of Simeon Toko. And now
I'm just gonna stop it right there, man, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to get y'all to understand what I'm trying to say, bro. Like, the truth of the matter is like, we don't understand how powerful we truly are. We just don't try to tap into it, bro.
What they say, we only use how much of our brain? How many percent? What, 10% of our
10%.
brain?
If we some bad,
Like we don't even use the whole left side of our brain. I heard they said if we tapped into really the potential of us, our mental status, we could levitate. Like if we really pain, we wouldn't feel pain if we really was able to use our whole brain, because that's what all it is. It's nerves. Your brain sends nerves to your body. Like when some pinch you.
Now do you understand why we be up under attack the way we be under attack, bro? From every angle, bro. I'm talking about from every angle of your existence, we are under attack.
Yeah.
But this story about Simeon Toko, this shit is documented, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This shit documented. You see what I'm saying? See, the truth of the matter is, once you know, you know.
You know.
You feel what I'm saying? And then, yeah, I'm telling you, and once you know, ain't shit. When you know, like, bro, I promise you, I feel that type of power, like, for me. And I ain't trying to be on no spooky shit. It's just like, I don't give a fuck what happens in my life. Like, I know shit gonna be all right, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
I live by that whole law. I live by the law of attraction. So my mama taught me that, man. My mama tells you right now, she watching. Like, I don't worry about it.
I'm telling you, we just don't realize what we are or who we are.
Right.
Like, that's just being honest, man. That's just being straight up with it. Like,
or some of us do, but then when we say it, then to the people around us, we become arrogant or we're narcissistic. It's not arrogant or narcissistic when you're telling the truth. When you're telling the truth, you're just great. Some of us do know, like you just said, I whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Some of us do know it. But but to society, it's bad for us to say it.
Yeah, because it go back to something Keith told me a while back. Some of us don't remember. Some of them niggas, they don't remember.
Okay.
That's
Like
it.
they done forgot. Generationally, they done made it to where they done forgot like who we are.
Right. Just think about this. We all know some bad men that done lived out here. When I say bad, I'm talking about not bad is literal, like, oh, they're evil or some
We're
shit.
talking about society
No,
way of
I'm
looking
talking.
bad.
No, I'm talking about Michael Jackson bad. Like, nigga, you bad, boy.
Oh,
That
okay.
motherfucker bad
Okay.
right there.
Bad man.
That did some things that shouldn't have been did. Like, you've
Right.
never seen this shit happen before.
Right.
Rock. Nobody seen that. Nobody ever seen that shit happen before.
Shout out to a true king, man. Shout out to a true king, Rock. Man, we love
Me.
you.
Nobody seen that happen before.
Shout out to T.
Like,
Shout out
bro,
to T.
it's
Shout
situations
out
to
to
where
Sue. Can't leave him out there either.
yeah, it's Sue. You know what I mean? So it's situations to where you see people get out of their body. When Kevin Gates say some shit like, man, I'm 3,000 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Motherfucker laugh.
Yeah.
They laugh.
Some
But,
of us
bro,
have been here before.
all of us have. Again, you just forgot.
You forgot,
You
bro.
just forgot.
And you got so much here. You got so much being put in your system, man. So much shit visually, audio, goddamn physically, everything to keep you at a dumbed down state. Just imagine if you don't need none of this. Think about it. When we talk about Simeon Toko, that nigga from Angola, bro.
Right.
Like, bro, they ain't got none of this shit that we got over here in America.
Right.
So he had a true natural state. And he tapped all the way in. I'm talking about tapped all the way in. You feel what I'm saying? Like, straight up, bro.
In.
He tapped
that third
in.
eye was open. That
Yeah,
third
he
eye
tapped
was way
all
in.
the way in, bro.
That third eye was more than open. It was buck. He had
Man,
buck
I done did supernatural shit in my life to where I don't even know where this shit came from in certain
and
situations.
you won't dare tell nobody because they're gonna look at you like
they gonna look at you crazy. He
my
gonna be
mama
like,
has told me my whole life, Key, boy, you got it. You
yeah.
just need to learn how to channel it. You need to learn how to allow God to talk to you. You need to learn how to listen when he's talking to you.
Be still and know that I am
Shout out to
God.
mama. There you go. Be still. My mama said all the time.
Be still and know that I am God, bro.
I wonder if you one of my mama's songs, bro. For real. That is one of my mama's sayings. Be still and know that I am God.
See, when you use that term mama, bro, a lot of people don't even understand. Like, I'm really going up with y'all tonight on some real shit.
Yeah.
When you talk about that mama, man, we don't even understand, like, bro, that's a real life energy. See, you got two different type of energies out here. You got a patriarchal energy and you got a matriarchal energy.
Right.
We come from a matriarchal system. Patriarchal system wasn't our thing. You see what I'm saying? When you look at lions, the matriarch of that den runs the show. The patriarch of that den he walks around the territory making sure
he does nothing but protects.
That's all he do.
That's it. Protect, eat, and sleep.
That's all
Protect,
he do.
Eat, and sleep.
But the matriarch is the one that hunt, feed, keep them goddamn cubs in line. That's it. Like
she keep the line going too because the baby's got to come through her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Now again, people like to use the term the matrix. What the matrix is nothing but a womb. What is the true matrix? The true matrix is the womb of the woman. You got to come through the matrix to get here. Ain't no man giving birth, bro.
They say that. This is what I heard. Now this ain't my saying. They say that's the Holy Grail.
Come on, man. Cup runneth over, bro.
Come on, man.
Like, man, I don't want to get too deep with y'all tonight, but at the end of the day, man, this shit a whole lot deeper than what people tell people. And when you tapped in, you tapped in. And I just wanted to share that information because we were talking about Terrance Howard and the way he tapped in. But me, I don't think, I know. And so with me knowing, I already know what type of time he on. Because truth being told, my nigga, I'm on that same type of time. I just been second guessing myself for a long time. And so when I see one, I know one. You know what I mean? But go ahead, bro.
You ever been through a stage where, like you said, when I know, I know?
Yeah, I go through that
and
all
you
the
ever
time.
been through a stage where you be around people that just don't know, but you know, and you dumb yourself down to be around those that don't know, and then later on you be mad as hell at yourself. Like, man, that was lame as hell. You feel what I'm saying? That's why it's always good to be true to self. When you know,
The
man.
book, the
You feel
book,
what
the
I'm
book,
saying?
the book tell you to know thyself and to study and show thyself approved. And the thing is like what you just asked. We all do it. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah,
So
man.
the biggest problem is society then created this substandard of us that we supposed to be this type of way or we supposed to be
Yeah.
this type of way. And the truth of the matter is the way they have us structured as far as what we're trying to see ourselves as prototypes is strictly false. It's only there to dumb us down. That was this whole thing about gangster music. That's the whole thing about our society right now with these reality shows and things of that nature. They're keeping us outside of our body. You see what I'm saying? But when you
Right.
able to tap back into that shit and it be like, bro, I'm not even with none of that shit. Like, nigga, I'm from that one true, I'm cut from that one true cloth. You see what I'm saying?
Man, look
They
here.
can't do shit with you.
Nothing.
But
Remember when we said,
y'all
go ahead,
got
I'm
it.
sorry.
No, y'all
Go
got
ahead.
it. Go ahead.
Bet.
No, y'all got it. Go ahead.
Remember when we said we know Atlanta ain't Atlanta no more, right?
Right.
So the reality TV, you know Atlanta great for that, right? I have seen people watch that Atlanta reality TV shows. I'm sorry, we live. And be like, I want to go to Atlanta. And I have them come to Atlanta because with me, they got a straight VIP ticket to Atlanta. Vouch for me. Am I lying, Black? I'm finna get you through there. Anybody that ain't from Atlanta that I know that's family that want to come to Atlanta when I was staying there, I'm finna get you on through there.
I've been
But
there.
get to Atlanta and be like, no. I love the A. I miss the A. I miss the old A. And things change. But when they see like, no, it ain't like when you paying damn near 500 just to get in there and get a section, and that ain't with your liquor. That's just so you and your people can have your own space comfortably. You feel what I'm saying? When I tell you Atlanta ain't that ain't less matter of fact, we can't even just say Atlanta. Like the club scene ain't even like it just used to be no more. I said all that to say, like I used to see people want to come to Atlanta and they come to Atlanta and be like, damn, like you gotta be able to keep up too. But then it's overkill too. You feel what I'm saying? So I said that to say things have changed, man. Things have just changed, man. Things have changed. The world is different now. So what do? We gonna adapt to it and roll with it, or we gonna
I
stay
got
in
a
our
question.
ways? And
I
staying
got
in our ways gonna still work for us.
a
Even
question. Is it that once again, is it that how can I put this? Is it that Atlanta ain't Atlanta no more, or you're not who you are no more?
Yeah, that's a good question too. That's a good question too.
Going back to what Keith was saying.
When I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Just saying, what is that? The thinking that we had, not knowing generation of what we were taught, or did we find out that we were who we were when we already knew it?
True.
I'm just saying. I'm just.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that this right here, bro. We just forgot who we were.
Just forgot who we were.
And we fell for the okie doke as far as them telling us who we ought to be. Period. They give us these rappers, they give us these prototypes, they give us these movie stars, they give
Yeah.
us these different movie roles, and now we adapt to that. And not understanding that, man, we dimming our light so low.
Yeah.
So low. Like,
So
bro,
low.
when you start tapping into that type of energy, man, you in something so negative to where you can't
You can't.
shine bright. You can't, like, bro, you just adapted to that bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like straight up. And then sometimes for some of us, you got to go through some dramatic shit in order to just break that motherfucking cycle. To be like, oh, this what it is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, people know A lot of folks know just what it is. You see what I'm saying? Like it's no. Everything is done here by design, man. And we've been put in this situation by design. Period. That's just what it is. Because when you start talking about the X-Men, who the fuck you think the X-Men are? Who you think the superheroes are? The gods of old, the men of renown, and things of that nature. Who you think them people is?
Yeah, the dude that created the X-Men because you had Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
The dude that created the X-Men, they'll give you that, but he understood that X gene that we talking about, that's in a certain type of people. Who you think those people are? You see it every day on the basketball court. You see it every day on the football field. You see it every day. Like, come on, man.
It's us. Undeniably, it's us.
Come on, man. And this ain't no knock on anybody else, but shit, bro, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, it is what it is. It's just that we've adapted to this false reality for so long to the point to where we think this is real life. And no, it's just a prison for us. And we can break out whenever we want to, but we just like the bullshit. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I was telling, like, that's what I was saying about Atlanta. Like, maybe Atlanta still is Atlanta. I understand what bro saying. We lived in a time in the '80s when it was different, but
yeah, Atlanta still is Atlanta. But see, even in the aspect when y'all were living in Atlanta when it was different, that was just the beginning. That was just part of the fucking programming.
Right.
It was different then. It wasn't for y'all benefit though. See, a lot of these niggas that got all their money, they sold out to keep you dumbed down. See, if you listen to 444 from Jay-Z, he came to a reckoning on that album. He was trying to give you a lot of game on that album, bro.
I know it. A lot of young niggas on that album too.
Jay was trying to give you a lot of game on 444, bro. But that shit went over a lot of people's head, bro.
It did.
Like straight up.
It did.
See, you've been put we were born into a society where we weren't taught to believe in ourselves. We were taught to believe that the situation is so fucked up to where we gotta go and do dastardly shit and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? In order to be successful. Because society deems successful is a person with a lot of money and fancy cars and big houses and this, that, and the third. You see what I'm saying? Not understanding that, bro, you can have all that anyway because that's what this realm is built upon, but you don't have to go that route.
Yeah.
The way a man thinks is that man reality. So if you thinking that, go ahead.
Remember when we talked about that like to your point, remember when we talked about that society makes you think that you're not a god?
Mm-hmm.
Like remember when we talked about like when you praying, who you praying to,
right?
You put that faith into a whole nother thing, and you put it in the wrong place because that's what they taught you, not knowing that what you told me when you pray, when you hold your head down, what you do.
You praying to you praying to yourself. You praying to the God that's in you. See, here's the thing: you gotta understand that there's two different words. Pray spelled two different ways.
Right.
So while you praying to something outside of yourself, you got somebody else praying on you.
Right. That real shit.
I'm telling you. While you praying to something outside of you, you got somebody else praying on you because they know what's in you. They want what's in you. They want to use what's in you. And they pray on that. And they trick you to pray outside of yourself so you won't tap into that. Because once you tap into that, they can't pray on you no more.
They through.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, bro. Like,
I'm telling you, bro. Like I'm living proof of it. I'm living proof. Straight up. I might ain't do what a Simeon Toko done did, but boy, I don't supposed to be here talking this shit with y'all tonight. I know that. I'm just being straight up, bro. Because again, the material world is the lowest form of existence, bro. You probably in hell already. Your dumb ass is not knowing. Everybody kissing ass to go to heaven ain't going. I put my soul on it. Fighting devil niggas deadly. Plus the media be crucifying brothers severely. Tell me I ain't God's son, nigga. My mama a virgin. We got a Vic that had to leave the birds. Back in the ghetto doing wild shit. Looking at the sun don't pay. Criminal mind all the time waiting for judgment day. They say Moses split the Red Sea. I split the blunt and rolled it fat in the deadly. Babylon be well, coming for the Pharaoh kid. Retaliation making legends off the shit we did. And we still bullshitting. Come on.
Yeah.
Niggas in Jerusalem waiting for signs. God coming. She just notice he said God coming. She just taking her time.
Yeah, I've been noticed that.
Come on, man. Shit. Everything that man just said is the same shit I've been saying in the last 30 minutes of this conversation. We've been bamboozled. Now it's time for niggas to wake up, bro. Just point blank period. All this other shit that going on, they just doing this shit because they can do this shit, but this shit really has no implications on this. Period. Right. But on a material thought process, yeah, it's gonna affect you.
Yeah. But like you said, that's the lowest form of existence.
That's the lowest form of existence. You can't go no lower than the material, bro.
Yeah.
That's facts. You can't go no lower than matter.
Yeah. And you got people that really, because they don't understand why they always stuck in that sunken place, because all they value is that.
It's the material. That's it. You're stuck in that place because that's all you value is that. It's the material. This shit ain't about material. Nigga, we are spiritual beings having a human existence, my nigga. That's it. And once you start understanding that, shit hit different.
Facts.
But if you don't get it, you just stuck trying to gain this material shit. The reason that some of these people do what they do as far as the material realm is because they can't get out. They stuck here. Over and over, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So guess what? They want as many motherfuckers as they possibly can to reincarnate with their ass lifetime after lifetime after lifetime.
After lifetime, right.
Some motherfuckers just came here to wake you niggas up. That's my tribe. I ain't from here. Straight up. We in a very crucial part of existence right now. That's just it. This shit crucial. You're gonna be stuck in this material realm, trying to gain these material things and this, that, and the third. If that's what you like, cool.
Yeah.
But a lot of us, we ain't that.
We not. A lot of us, it don't take all of that.
No. Some motherfuckers are here and they sell all the way out and then get fucked up and get jammed up. And we don't really see why. Right. We don't see why certain people they targeted and they wanted to get them off the streets and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because whether they knew it or not, being the individual with themselves, whether they knew it or not, the opposition knew who they were.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm still here. I got you.
Yeah, the opposition knew who they were. Period. Your Larry Hoovers, your Jeff Fords, your Tookie Williams.
Yep.
They knew who these people were. They were chiefs on the land, bro.
Yeah, they was.
Yeah, they were kings on the land. They weren't no ordinary people, bro.
Nah, ordinary person couldn't do all that.
Right.
Definitely were not ordinary people, man.
They couldn't do that. Rock wasn't ordinary.
It take a lot to keep all them cats together.
That's
You
why
feel
they
what I'm
had.
saying?
That's why they had to do what they had to do, because these guys were something different on a spiritual realm,
Right.
not the physical. They just manifested what they were spiritually in the physical. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's the key. Like if you can understand that part, it's like it is what it is. See, I've been shying away from this shit a long time, bro.
Right.
I'm being honest with you. I was on my shit a couple of years back, but then I went through spiritual attacks and it made me fall back. I started second guessing it because it was like, God damn, I don't want to go through this shit every goddamn life cycle.
Right.
But now it's like shit, bro. It is what it is. What's gonna come. I can't control this shit. Like it is what it is. Destiny is destiny.
I mean, it's just like that story.
What will
Just like
be,
the
will
story
be.
you told me about what's the story about Memphis? You know, we ain't gotta go into it, but you remember that story in Memphis when you went through that attack.
Yeah,
Remember that?
I mean, yeah. But the
But
the
you know
point.
why? You know why though?
Yeah, see, my thing is, I understand the why. My thing is, do y'all understand your whys? Does the people understand their whys? Like, yeah, it is what it is.
Right.
See, as a dude who know how to listen, I can understand my whys when I start when you can actually understand. Like a lot of people can't be taught. Like sometimes you can embody something and not know that you embody it.
Right.
But it comes off another energy that's like, you know what, bro, you embody that. Let me let you know your why.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, this is my tribe. The whole time, this is my tribe. My God.
Right.
Now let me get with my tribe. So now I understand my why because you understood your why.
Mm-hmm. That's basically the whole key to it.
Yeah, the teachings have to get understood, articulated, and actually followed.
It ain't got to be followed. It's just because some people, you got to look at it like everybody's not on the same. Everybody's not in the same grade.
Yeah, that's true.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I might be in my senior year. You might be in your sophomore year. Luck might be in his junior year.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I might be in the graduating class this time. Y'all might not be. So you have to understand that part too. Like all souls ain't the same age.
Right. Right.
So you got old souls and you have younger souls.
Yes, you do.
And that's just the truth of the matter. So older souls are going to get it a whole lot quicker than younger souls will. So we sit here and look at people and be like, God damn, man, why y'all just don't get it? It wasn't meant for them to get this cycle.
It was not meant for them to get it.
They got to go through what they got to go through.
Yeah, because a person will be 75 years old and not be the old soul.
Mm-hmm. Facts. You can run into an elder and you are the elder, even though he's 75 and you 25.
In the midst of being in the midst of an elder.
Yeah. You could be the elder. Spiritually, you're the spiritual elder.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, that's just straight up. See, we caught up in this shit, in this meat bag.
Yeah, man.
And we think that this is all what it is, but it's like, nah, man, it should get a whole lot deeper than that. And then when we get caught up in that material shit, it's like, man, I ain't finna let that young nigga tell me nothing. You see what I'm saying? Boy, you a baby. No, nigga, you a baby. You just so happen to be older than me here.
That's it.
That's it.
You came here before I came here. I ain't signed up to come here when you came here.
Right.
I signed up to come here at this time.
You can always learn something.
Yeah, so materially, yeah, I'm younger than you because I signed up because I knew I'm so old that I knew that if I would have came when you came, I would have missed this part.
Right.
So I said, no, just let me come back hit at this time.
Yeah.
Cause this time is a little bit more crucial. Like this is the creme de la creme time right here. This is when I'm gonna be most needed.
Huh.
Tone called me. He ain't jumped. Tone ain't in that chat. I told him I'm gonna be live.
I don't know. I ain't been on no. I ain't even been looking at my phone. I don't really give a fuck because I'm really I'm in my bag right now.
Yeah.
So whoever tapped in, they tapped in. They supposed to hear this. If not, you know what I mean. It is what it is. Like straight up. But like, bro, it just I don't get like this often. And like I said, this is something that I've been shying away from for a while. But yeah, man, like, man, we here now, and we really don't have no more time to waste.
We don't. We in the fourth quarter. We in the fourth quarter right now.
It's fourth quarter. It's 2 minute warning, bro. It's 2 minute warning.
Fourth quarter, boy.
I'm trying to be able to retire after this quarter. Fuck you, man.
I think fourth quarter, 2 minute OT. I think we already OT. Who's scoring first?
Not OT yet. I'm still in the fourth.
It ain't OT yet.
It ain't OT yet. I'm still in the fourth quarter, back. I'm getting real. I'm still in the fourth quarter. I think
it's fourth quarter. It's 2 minute.
It's
2 minute warning.
But it's only 4 quarters to basketball, so this the last quarter.
We this motherfucker gonna go in overtime. I ain't gonna sit here and lie because we just so far behind the 8 ball, bro.
Yeah, definitely gonna go into overtime.
We just so far behind the 8 ball. We got too many motherfuckers that's just still caught up on the material. And my whole thing is about that. It's like it's okay to be in the world.
Right.
You just can't be of the world.
And that's easier said than done.
It is because motherfuckers like
somebody that has been there, around this motherfucker.
For example, if you look at this, you look at the panel right here on the camera right now. All of us look like something. So if the average person would look at us and say, "Oh, they got this shit going on because we choose to look like something,"
right?
And it's the fact of the matter is,
they don't know what's
going on. I'm gonna look like something because I'm in this motherfucker. So while I'm here in this motherfucker, I ain't just finna be a goddamn bum.
Yeah, definitely don't look like what we've been through.
But I ain't finna sell out to get all this shit. This shit just came from hard work and dedication.
Hard work and dedication. I definitely don't look like what I've been through.
I'm trying to tell you, boy.
I've been through the ringer, baby. I definitely. And I'm grateful to God. I'm humbled, and I'm just so grateful right now because I could be so many other places, man.
See, motherfuckers that's of the material, they'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, man.
Remember that term I said earlier? Whatever it takes. And I'm just not wired up like that, bro. I didn't get this, what you see in the background, what you see me in. I ain't get this by doing whatever it takes. I've never compromised my integrity. And I still got all this shit.
Me neither. I done walked away from people.
Never integrity. Your integrity. Ever.
I done walked away from shit, bro.
Yeah, I done walked away from shit. Like I
never jeopardize your integrity.
That's it.
Never let go your man card.
Nah, never got them. Never fold that hand right there. Bro.
Never. That's what we can stand as men today.
That's it. But I'm gonna digress right there, Jen. Like I said, like we going on 11 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock your time. Look. So with that being said, man, last words. Batt, you were the first. You were the last man on. You the first one out. What you got, Batt?
Yeah, pardon me for that, guys. I apologize for that. We understand, Batt. Appreciate that, fellas. Love y'all too.
Anyway, you hear me? I said that's what's up. We love you.
I mean, why we got to say anything, man? You got the flow.
I was just fucking with him because I knew he wasn't gonna say nothing anyway. Look, I know my bro. I tell you, I know. I be fishing for it. I gotta stop. But real talk, man. One love, man. Know who you are. Be who you are. Don't stand, what we said, what I told you last night, Keith. We're gonna always do right, but we ain't gonna let people do us wrong. I'm not gonna be doing right by nobody that's doing me wrong. That's of the world, in the world, the people in the world, the children of the world. You're doing me wrong or they did me wrong. I don't have no problem. My energy ain't worth it. Period.
No.
We gotta get mad at that part.
Yep. And I love my KD family. Love KD. I love y'all niggas. At the end of the day, shout out to Black, Tone, everybody who rocking with the chump.
We love you too, bro.
Yep, love, bro.
Most definitely. I
What you
was
got, love?
next. Man, I'm gonna keep it simple and straight to the point. My saying is just if we change the way we look at things, things will change the way we look. Things will change the way they look.
Oh, that boy dropped the ball in, huh?
If we change the way we look at things, things will change the way they look.
What's the bar?
And that's real. You only got one of these, man.
Right.
Live it for you.
You got one at a time.
Yeah.
You got one at a time.
Yeah. One at a time.
If you tap in deep enough, you'll start understanding past trauma from past life, past from lifetimes and things of that nature.
Man.
Hold on,
it takes growth, man. You know, you gotta grow.
Before Keith get his land, where I just want to say something. Now, I ain't smoking on this screen, but I know one thing. Look, it's high as hell.
I'm nice, and I'm finna go host this party. I'm nice. I sat up and had a nice grown man conversation with my brothers.
Keith, the man that sat up here like this the whole time.
Man, 3 the hard way. I sat up here and got right 3 the hard way today. You dig?
Hey, man.
Deep conversation. Great content.
I already understand how I go, bro. You know, in the existence that we living in, sometimes you got to stimulate that mind to get that third eye open. Yeah, and I don't knock that. It ain't about what you do; it's about how you do it. Everything has to be done in moderation.
Man.
As long as you don't go out of moderation, you'll be
That's
all right.
Right. Moderation,
you know
man.
And so with that, I just want to say, for my tribe, they're gonna tune into this video, that has tuned into this video, or that is tuned into this video. It's now or never. Certain things they play out in our favor, but the devil's still busy. And your devil could be my God could be your devil. It is what it is. You just got to figure out who you are, where you stand, and play your role. Point blank, period. We are all greater than what we think we are, and the only thing that's stopping you is the way you think. Period. You change the way you think, you change your reality.
That's right. Talking. That's what's up, man.
If you think in a negative way, your reality is going to be a negative reality. If you think in a positive way, you're going to be able to build a positive reality. So keep that thought process and stop second guessing yourself, stop selling yourself short, and be who you were born to be. Walk in that light, fulfill your purpose. That's just it. Because again, if not now, then when? That's it. So gentlemen, 2 minutes till 11, 2 minutes till 10, your time, look. And I think we did our due diligence tonight.
3 the hard way.
You ain't safe.
3 the hard way.
3 the hard way. If you ain't solid, you ain't safe. With that being said, this has been Batt. This has been Luck. And of course, I'm KD. This is another episode of 3 the Hard Way on a Wednesday night live. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, be safe, be productive, be blessed. Till we meet again, good people. Peace.
Peace.